Excuse me, let me clear my throat. I am RxOliver, I'm your Dungeon Master. Welcome to the Burning Staff 2.0 Dungeons and Dragons campaign, episode 17. This is Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition from the 80s and 90s when I started playing. I'm the Dungeon Master, I run all the campaign, the whole world is homebrewed, I made up everything. Some of the rules are homebrewed just from experience of playing the edition over the years and making little tweaks and stuff. Yeah, it's a persistent campaign. You can catch up with the VODs on Twitch and also on YouTube. Hi guys, I am back.
Hi Arnie.
What's up guys?
Jacob was hiding Darrow's name according to Peter.
Oh, he was on top of it. Well, it's easy to fix that because you move Darrow's token to the front.
Of course.
Yeah, well, I managed to find that Darrow in the end, and so I've now got the character sheet open.
David, are you able to change your
My apologies, yes.
picture? No need to apologise. There we go. That was fast.
There is, I should be doing it as a matter of course.
It's okay. I'm new to this, being the Dungeon Master on Twitch, so it's alright. People are used to it being amateurish. They've seen me playing video games. It's all very, very amateurish, so don't worry about that.
I wouldn't say it's amateurish in the slightest.
I need to change my overlay a little bit because I can't read my donation target. I'll put that up later.
Right, I seem to remember last time we were just discussing what we had to do before we settled down for a good night's sleep.
Yes.
I think the general suggestion was that we sleep in the passageway here on the grounds that the remains of the gelatinous cube will stop other monsters coming up the passageway towards us, notably that giant crocodile.
You hope.
And we could also keep an eye on the grating if anybody tried coming out of that.
Yeah.
But it was just a case of checking first of all whether there was anything in the pools that we should know about. Possibly hatchling hook horrors or other things.
So,
But we hadn't actually got round to doing it all.
no. Before we do anything, before we take any action, get into the action, we've got a level up that we'll need to just decide a few things for. Tammy will need to roll hit points for Kiara, and she'll need to decide where her thief skill points are going.
Okay.
So you roll 1d6 for your hit points. I don't think you've got a constitution bonus.
Can I roll it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
On Tuesdays we wear chainmail.
We do.
No, you don't have a con bonus.
So is the other stuff in my character sheet?
Yep,
Excuse me.
so...
You're able to update your hit points?
Yeah, if someone keeps me right.
I'll get it. I'm looking at your sheet. So 25 out of 27 now.
25 out of 25.
You're 25 out of 27, yeah. I changed your take already. All you've got to do... I changed your saving throws as well. All you've got to do is decide where your thief skill points go.
Okay, hold on, let me spend. I am slowly getting that.
You can choose
Right,
your...
so this is where, so I have like pickpocket, detect noise, climb wall. Is this
Yes.
yeah?
How many does she get to add per level as a bard?
Is it 20?
I think so.
Yeah, I was going to say 15.
Maybe it's 15. I shall... I can see where my PHP is.
I'll put this on the screen so people can see what we're doing.
Here's my PHP. So, Bard...
Yeah, you can only use 4 of them, Tammy. You can only use pickpockets, detect noise, climb walls, and read languages.
And it says... 15.
15, so you get to add 15 points into those.
Okay, hold on. Can I put 5 on read language?
Yep.
5 on pickpocket.
Yep.
So did I just change that straight to 10?
I've done it. So what else? You did 5 on read languages, 5 on pickpockets.
5 onto 10.
Okay. That's it. There we go.
Is that right?
Yep, and now you get 3 level 1 spells and 1 level 2
Yeah.
spell per day. So next time you rest, you'll get to memorise an extra spell.
Paul, will you keep me right with spells?
I can try.
Aye, I'm sure you'll be fine, Paul. I'm sure you'll keep it right.
Like you don't carry me for the whole game.
Nah, no one's carrying you at all. Okay, so you're all
Good
leveled
fun.
up. Guys, it was a really fun game last week. I've been really looking forward to it all week again.
Yes, we just need to keep the Great Wizard out of danger.
Well, I got a bit sketchy with the gelatinous cube there, eh?
I think it was a bit of a shock for him.
You know what? As soon as you've done it all now, I could see what it's all about. We had, you'd done all the goblins. The goblins were all cleared out, and I had this whole back bit of a big huge dungeon map. So I was like, I'll just fill it with monsters. This is the bit the goblins didn't go in because it was full of monsters. Makes sense logistically. Makes sense continuity wise, and I'll give you a couple of classic D&D monsters for a bit of fun. And I really enjoyed it. I
Fair
really
enough.
enjoyed it last week. It was awesome.
Aha! So, that means that... No, I won't go meta.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure everybody else is going to it at some point. Everybody does.
Yes, well, presumably it was also clear of goblins because the big bad guy is down underneath the grating. Maybe.
Mm. I believe... I get the impression there's some ambiguity about whether he went down there or whether he flew away.
Agreed. But at least the people who were down there were wealthy enough to afford boots.
Yes. That's right.
So there might be some loot down there, even if it's only second-hand boots.
Yeah. So I think we were going to try bits of dead critter, see whether it caused things suddenly to come to life in the pool.
Yeah, you were going to chop up the hook horrors, drop down some bits and see if... Oh, you were going to throw it in the water, yeah, to see if anything went mad and ate it.
Well, first of all, I was going to borrow one of Darrow's spears and just wander around poking it into the water to see whether there was anything down there, how deep it was, whether it was muddy on the bottom or rocky, whether there was anything reacted to the water being disturbed.
Well, I hate to tell you, but there's nothing interesting about these pools. They are just what they look like on the map, a pool of water that shape. The hook horrors were living in this room, but there is no sign of any kind of eggs or infant hook horrors or anything like that at all.
As far as Sneaky Nook is concerned, a perfectly safe, boring place to spend the night is perfect in the Underdark. You very rarely find it.
This isn't. You would know, Sneaky Nook, that this isn't the Underdark. You're underground, but the Underdark is way deeper than this.
Oh, I know.
You know that.
How well does the gelatinous cube lock the southern corridor?
Well, after it dies, it will lose its its form, and it will just not disintegrate, but like it will melt into a puddle. So it won't block it, but
hang on, won't it be an acidic puddle?
That's the thing. It's an acidic puddle, so it blocks it in another sense, not as in it's physically up in front of you, but how are you going to get across the puddle of acid? So yeah, it will block you in another sense.
And so, or to put
fact-
it another way, how is the giant crocodile going to get across?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. To be fair, that's going to spread out and cover that whole area, isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, it may actually spread out partly into this corridor as well, so we'd need to make sure we're clear of it. But
Yeah,
I think it does make a good problem for monsters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would suggest that we figure out how far the acid comes, and then we camp away from it, and then we have a guard here who can keep an eye on this area, that entrance, and this corridor.
Are we just doing one guard a night? Like one person at a time?
I was thinking of, given we've got six
Sorry,
feet
I just-
people.
I was going to suggest if we're doing one person at a time, then why don't we put the animals on 2 shifts, and one of them can stay with for the first half.
Well, the difficulty is keeping the animals awake because they're not trained. Well,
Tegan's a guard.
Tegan's a guard dog. Yes, you can set him to guard certainly, but the bear will just go to sleep.
So I would suggest we have.
I suggest you have 3 watchers. We put somebody who can see in the dark on each watch, and then put another person on that watch as well. The question is, what do the Great Wizard and Kiara need to get in terms of sleep to get all their spells?
And ditto the clerics.
And the clerics.
You need a solid 8 hours of sleep.
Okay, so if the clerics are going to be on watch, they would need to be on the first or the last watch. That puts Sneaky Nook in the middle watch.
So Sneaky Nook and Jacob have to be in the middle, and
The casters at the starts and end.
I don't mind taking the first, and then that means that you guys can rest.
So I'd suggest if you're first, then
with Eleonora
is the last one. Yeah. So can Nathan, Darrow, and Leonora. So first watch is Kiara and Leonora. Second watch,
Sneaky Nook and Jacob.
Yeah. And
Last
third watch
Kiara
is
and
Darrow and Cornet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if Jacob keeps the lantern shuttered and just relies on his sense of hearing, then if something does come along, I mean, Sneaky Nook's sight is a heck of a lot further than the range of the light, and the light will also give away that there's somebody there. So if Jacob keeps his lantern shuttered until something actually happens, then he can open it. Okay?
Okay.
So is that okay then, Ryan?
It's fine by me.
Righty-ho. So I think we people sleep here generally, and then I suggest we post the guards here where they can see things. Do we have a quiet and peaceful sleep?
Hang on a second. Let me roll some dice IRL.
Certainly.
Yes. All 3 watches go by uneventfully. Now, everybody change on your character sheets what spells you're memorising, including you, Tammy. Don't forget about your spells.
Yeah. Hold on.
I've got to check people's spell list, but basically people were more or less on full hit points. But
I think so. Hit points wise, I think you're quite well off. Let me see. I'll zoom in. I'll just look at the
Right,
bars.
hold on. So, would someone just keep me right?
Yeah.
Am I talking over the top?
No, you're
Hold
okay. Go ahead.
So I have magic, missile, sleep, and web memorised.
Yep.
But in my list, I've got enlarge and charm person as well. So does that mean that I can try to memorise those?
You can memorise any 4 from your list, but doesn't mean you have to do 4 different ones. You can do 1 3 times in one another. You've got 3 level 1 slots and 1 level 2 slot. So you can have 3 sleeps if you want, or you could have 3 magic missiles or whatever, or 1 at each.
Okay,
and you've got 1 level 2 spell. Now, if you look at your sheet, your only level 2 spell that you know is web. So you're going to fill your slot, your second level. Let's change this. So looks. If you do, I'll help you organise your sheet, right? So you put the second level spell down there. You've now got these spaces for whatever you want to put in them, and they are all level 1 slots.
your
Right,
magic
okay.
file is now half as good again.
Why?
You add 1 to your level and you halve it, and you get that number of magic missiles. So now you're 5th level, you've gone up to 3 missiles from 2.
Oh, okay, that I can fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. and that's the same as hitting somebody 3 times with a dagger, and it's an automatic hit.
It's actually better because it's 1d4 plus 1.
Yes. I know, but her dagger is a lot better than that, isn't it?
Her dagger is 1d4 plus 1, yeah.
Is that?
Yep.
Would you check that, Ryan? Is that
So magic missile, sleep, and web.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have 2 web.
No, you've only got 1 second level.
Just got 1.
So what I've not changed is that should say first.
Okay, hold on a second.
So that's it, right? So first level magic missile, first level sleep, second level web. Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Now
That's a perfectly reasonable spell selection.
before you go to sleep, remember Darrow's down 4 hit points, Kiara's down 2. I think the bear and the dog are golden, eh? Where's the dog? He's good. Yeah, everyone else is good, but Kiara's down 2 and Darrow's down 4. So
And let me just check what spells I had left. I have this in my head. Hold on.
well, I've got a note of what you used last time.
Yeah, I have 1 second level spell left.
Okay.
And what did... what's the name?
Now, Eleonora can cast as well. So Eleonora's going to cast a Cure Light Wounds on Kiara.
And I'll cast a cure mod on me.
Yeah, okay. And then we're going to sleep, eh? And you're going to sleep here. You slept here. Because we've done it, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's the next morning. You wake up. The dead hook horrors are where you left them. This ooze did melt into a pile of acid. Now the acid is mostly gone, and what's left is a dent in the floor where it's eaten into the earth, the acid. So there's not really a dangerous puddle of acid left, just bits and pieces here where you might have to be careful crossing it. But yeah, like a kind of a hole in the ground now where it's melted away into it a little bit. So I'll take that out.
Fair enough. All that acidic earth is really going to affect what will actually grow there.
2 seconds, I'm just whispering.
Don't expect to see many alkali plants down there then. So we have another check to do on the corridor, the sloping corridor. In 45 degrees is a steep slope.
Yes, so for the benefit of anyone watching, through this grate they found, now they broke through it, they managed to break one of the bars off and they can fit through, and they found a slope going down at a 45 degree angle, going away in, so from here in this direction to the east, going down. As far as they've been down, it keeps going in that direction, and it keeps going at that angle. It's about 10 feet by 10, 15 feet wide by about the same height, and keeps going at a fairly consistent, roughly 45 degree angle.
It's a very steep slope. Well, as long as there's reasonable footing so we can make it back up again.
Well, people did walk up earlier, so...
Yeah.
When they went down and investigated, they found that there were some tracks, including boot marks.
And several different sets of boot marks, as I remember.
Yep, several sets of boot marks. Not just tracks, but boot marks.
Mm. Well, I think we walked down there about 120 foot yesterday, and I could see another 120 foot.
Yep.
So that's going. That's at least 240 foot down the slope.
And it just kept going straight at the same angle.
Yeah.
Same kind of depth, same width, same height.
That's going quite deep.
Yes. It's going deep underground. You're already underground, and that's going down.
Going back,
Can we go
going back
down?
home.
Can we go
Right.
down?
Yep. Well, let's take out that bar that we kind of jammed back in with a bit of mud to glue it in place.
Yeah.
And
Now, when you are discussing, like, are we going to go down, Jacob's not keen for it. Jacob doesn't want to go down. Jacob wants to get off this godforsaken island and stop going deep underground. He wants to get on that boat with Derek and get back to some sort of civilization. That's what he will tell you.
But Derek isn't going to be there today.
When is Derek? Wait, is it the next day?
Yes.
Yeah, it's tomorrow Derek will come.
Because Derek was the day before yesterday.
Yes.
No, Derek was yesterday, I think.
Yeah, it
I
was.
think yesterday we did the trip. I think yesterday was very busy. We went back to I think it's still the same day. Yesterday was the day we fought the giant, and we just had a very busy day.
Oh yes, because I thought it was half a day across the islands to the giants, and it wasn't.
No.
It was only an hour or so.
Yeah.
So we went to the church, fought the giant, came back from the church, and came here.
Yeah.
So yes. So Derek was here yesterday, so he won't be back again for another 2 days.
Yeah. So you've got an island to explore or an underground to explore? Or you
Well,
could just sit and do nothing for 2 days.
If there's people down there with boots, Jacob, they're going to be a lot richer than these goblins were, if they can afford boots.
Is it dangerous though?
Oh, probably be more dangerous. You know, the further down you go, the more dangerous it gets.
Oh, let's do it. Can we go down?
Yeah. What's Darrow think about that? Because remember, he's concerned about we've got a thing going on with holy artifacts and holy weapons, and you've got a concern for
the possibility that it's this way.
There is.
Well, the question is really, what does Eleonora think about this? Because she's the one who's chasing this artifact down.
Eleonora would be the opposite of Jacob. She thinks that it's worth going down this way, chasing after it. Yeah, especially after Stinky Luke reported back saying that you found boot marks. Because she's seen, remember, as well as the goblins and the big ass giant goblin, she's seen the dude as well. She's seen a human guy. Yeah, she's seen him attack with the giant eagles at the church, and she also got kidnapped by him and brought down here. So she's had a couple of encounters with him. So she's inclined to believe that he's went this way.
Cornaith is gonna speak up and look Darrow directly in his eye and say to him, "We're here for your church, and if you and the rest of us die here, your church is in danger."
Yes, but hopefully some of us will survive.
And if we don't, your church suffers the same that hers did.
And I think we should still attempt to recover the artifact. Have you got any better ideas where we would find the artifact?
Underground?
Kiara's determined.
I can't say that I do or don't believe that the artifact even exists, but what I do know is, if we die here in a futile search, your church dies also.
Now, Darrow, your church is within the very politically powerful and well-fortified and well-armed city of Rockholm, which is the dwarven city underneath the main island, in the underground in the main island, Panthea, underneath Stonehaven and Silverhall, the main cities of... I'll show you a map later where the Gold Road and the Silver Road... I've been drawing up a little bit of a map. Let me actually pull over a map on the screen. I'll pull you guys onto it as well. I've only just started updating it. I grabbed an old paper map and started updating some sites, but I've only done a few. So you guys see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Machina, Elmsmere, that's...
Yeah, okay.
I'll zoom in for Twitch. So we are here, on this little island here. Church of Barrackram, destroyed. The Elven Church of Barrackram, destroyed. This is where we came from. Machina, via Dugwell. This, if I zoom out, is the bigger island of Panthea. And this here is where Darrow is from. Underneath here, Stonehaven, there is a city called called Rockholm, which is a dwarven city. You don't actually access it through Stonehaven. Stonehaven is a city on its own, but there's no underground access to Rockholm there. The underground access to Rockholm comes through the Gold Road from Silver Hall. Silver Hall is the capital city of the Silver Isles, and it's a human city built into the base of the mountains, and then underneath that there is the dwarven Gold Road, and it goes through to here to Rockholm. I've not drawn it on the map yet. You see here, this is the Silver Spine Mountains. This is me trying to add some of the lore that I may have mentioned onto an actual map so you can see where we're going. The Silver Road and the Gold Road. This is the main islands of the Silver Isles. I've only drawn the 4 biggest islands because there are like 6 other really small ones. So we have Panthea Minor where we started and Torcia where we are. There's another one bigger than Torcia, Minely, so that's the 3rd one. And then the big one. Sorry, it's not called Minely. Minely's the city. Vestia and Panthea, the big one. I've not filled in a lot of the details, but I've filled in some of the major landmarks and stuff to tie in with the story. So Darrow comes from here to here, where he's heard there's a rumour of another church. Turns out it was here. It's destroyed. The artifact is missing. Darrow's worried that his church here may be in danger. Everyone's worried about that. But anyway, that map's very much incomplete, so let's get you back to this one.
I think we should try and recover the
Where are you?
artifact, but travel back with Derek when he next comes. If we fail to find where the artifact is before then.
You have 2 full days, so it's not tomorrow, it's the day after tomorrow. So you have today and tomorrow, and then Derek comes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have 2.5 days.
So you can explore both avenues.
Let's go explore.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want me to scout ahead as before?
Yeah, you lead the way.
Okay.
When
Take
you-
out the
when
bar,
you're-
rig up a rope. I climb down it.
Yep. It's not
And,
really any climbing because it slopes from this end, so you know it's only like a little drop for you, like a foot down. Anyone else could just stand down into the hole, and then you can start going
No.
down.
We actually broke the bar out at this end.
At that end, so yeah, there's a drop for you, but
About 13 foot.
I guess there is. Yeah, we worked it out actually. Yeah, it was about
Yeah,
13
yeah.
foot.
That's 4
right.
times my height. It's not a little drop.
Yeah, we actually did the geometry. We did the maths. It's actually a 13-foot drop. Yeah, so
Yeah.
so you
Drop a
climb it
goblin
with-
down there, you probably kill it.
Yeah, hopefully. So you're climbing down with the rope.
Yes.
Are dwarves under?
Dwarves, you have mountain dwarves, hill dwarves, different types of dwarves. They live above ground and underground. You have the deep dwarfs, the dwergar, who are like, again, you know, the Snaky Nook is the deep gnome of the gnomes. You have the dwergar, who are the deep dwarfs of the dwarfs, just like you have the drow that are the dark elf, the deep elf of the elf. These are the underdark races.
Darrow would have spat if he heard the words dwergar.
Darrow spits through the 4th wall.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's the second time he's done that in this game, actually. Whenever this DM says Dwergar, like one of the characters in the game spits through the 4th wall. So the decision is to go down, eh?
Well, that's what the boss wants to do.
Okay,
That's
so
always what you should do.
for several hundred feet, I guess a couple of thousand, it doesn't really change in angle. After about that,
God,
I
we've gone
guess-
down half a mile.
yeah, I guess maybe about after half a mile, it levels out. And it becomes less regular, it twists and turns a little bit. The cavern seems to stay around the same size, mostly 10 to 15 feet. You can travel too comfortably throughout the whole passage. You never get stuck at any point.
Can I check and see if I can still see these boot marks? I mean, they should still be there. I'm not saying my tracking will actually work, but I'll have a go.
Roll for tracking proficiency. Yeah, you find tracks again, boot marks.
How many
So-
again?
Sorry?
How many does he see?
What does the tracking proficiency say in its description? Does it tell you how many you see? Or do you have to make another check for that?
I have to make checks with lots of minuses. I need to actually sort out the tracking percentages. But I mean, as far as it's concerned, I just wanted to check there were still tracks.
There are still tracks, and
That's fine.
And you can tell they are still the bootmarks. Yeah, bootmarks.
We haven't passed the secret door.
Not
Okay.
close.
What I mean is, if there were no, if we saw no boot tracks, we would have started thinking we've missed a secret door.
Yes, you've not come across any secret doors. Remember, there are passive checks for all the elves and dwarves. So if you go past a secret door, I have to roll a secret check to see if you a passive check to see if you get it.
And as we still see the boot marks, we have no reason to expect there's a possibility of a secret door.
Correct. Now, after a certain time, it opens out into a cavern, an open cavern, and you see plant life in here. You see a water again, a still pool of water this time. I guess Snaky Nook, you're scouting ahead of the party, so I'm describing this to you. Yep. You'll see in front of you, I'll pop you onto the map in a minute, but I'll describe it first. So you see an open cavern now, with a small body of water in the middle, a couple of different levels to it, and I mean, you see some plant life, and it's familiar to you, whereas it might not be familiar to other guys in the party. You see a lot of fungal growth, giant fungus in fact. If I pull your character onto the map first, then you're going to see what I mean. Now,
I wonder if they got tobacco fungus.
I've got it. David, have you moved maps?
Yes, I've moved maps.
Now let me
just expanding myself and.
Can we pull a token out for you?
Yeah, I'm on the map. I can see.
Don't know if that's the right size. I'll see when I put other tokens. But anyway, you need to pull out your 120 feet in provision for me so that I can show you what you see of it. Right, let me reveal it is. Oh, you're going to see a lot. Wow, yeah, okay. Nah, you're not going to see that. You're going to see like that.
Shrink this down a bit more. Hang on, that's rock there, isn't it? So yes, I wouldn't see
something like that.
there. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pull some stuff up from the GM layer that you will see. So if you bear with me a second, select me.
Should I have checked my move silently and hide in shadows? Because that's what I would have been doing.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it for me?
Yes.
So that I don't know whether it's worked or not.
Yeah, hang on. Okay. So.
And if I see something moving, I will freeze against the wall as well.
You do see something moving?
In which case I will freeze against the wall. There's an 80% chance.
Do you see them? I've moved them on the map.
I can see 3 things on the map, yes.
What about here?
Hang on a second. I can see 3 things about... Hang on, let me just turn the measuring off. About there.
Yep. And what about here?
Second when I zoom out. Over here, yes.
See 2?
2, yep.
Okay. So I'm going to zoom in.
Can I make out what those are?
Yes, with your improvision and with your knowledge of creatures like this, you will know what they are. and I'm going to describe them a little bit. That's not a dog. Now, these are wargs. Yeah, they are wargs. 3 + 3.
Yeah. Nice at all.
So you see here what you know as a warg.
Which tells me that what's behind it is probably either goblins or orcs or something like that.
And here's another warg.
Oh,
But
God.
what you see behind it is not orcs and goblins. What you see here is something entirely different. Now, picture Darrow, but wild looking, with dark skin and dark armour, and with an evil look in their eyes. These are the height and the breadth of dwarfs, but they have the look of something more sinister.
These are dwergar, aren't they?
Oh,
So you see two of them. Two of them they are. With
And
a
one
warg,
over there.
and one over there with a warg, they are. Now I'm just going to move these up a bit so that I can use them easier. I've got so many monsters ready. It takes me a couple of trips to move them up. Right, I've got. Don't I have a...
What do I say? What do I say to Darrow? I'm not sure how he feels about dwergar. He might go berserk and charge in.
Hang on, nearly ready, folks.
I suppose I could tell him it was ogres.
Now I just want to check.
No, he'd probably want to go and check himself. Alright, I better tell him the truth.
Okay, so it's not him, that's fine. Right, cool. I'm ready, so I need him over here, and him over here, and him over here. Right, so that is what you see. It's now up to you what you want to do. They've not seen you. By the way, they didn't see you. So you succeeded your hiding shadows and you succeeded on your move silently. They've not seen you, and they look like now you're familiar with what they're doing. They're patrolling. They're scouting and patrolling. You're absolutely familiar with what they're doing. Even if you don't know the ways of dwergar, you know the ways of a scout and a patrol and a stalker is what you are. It's very similar to what you do.
And they're coming in my direction, aren't they?
They are coming in your direction, yes.
In that case, I am sneaking back up the corridor because 60 feet behind me is Darrow. And if they're coming up to patrol this corridor, we need to be ready for them.
Correct.
Right. 60 feet is 2 half moves for me if I'm going to carry on moving silently.
Yes.
So I will do 2 half moves and
Back to Darrow.
hastily whisper to Darrow, 2 dwergar and a warg, plus another 2. Patrolling on their way.
Oh, Peter, can you change your picture, please, in Roll20?
So yeah, sorry. Yeah, the screen failed and I rebooted.
Yeah, no worries, man. Don't worry about it. I only just noticed.
I'm curious because it's bothering me.
Yeah.
Is Sinikanuk's portrait at the top of anyone else's screen?
It's got a transparent background. Yeah, it's there on my screen.
It is on mine too, and I'm just curious why, because it will not allow me to move it back down.
Is that because I'm on a different map?
That could be.
Yeah.
I just noticed it and I'm like, what the hell? Why can't I move this?
I mean, my name's at the top of my screen now,
I've got
which is
every,
presumably because I'm on a different map.
I've got everyone
That's
on mine.
That's probably why then.
Yeah. I've got everyone on mine.
Okay. So, sorry for interrupting. I just noticed it and it was bugging
Yeah.
my OCD. Sorry.
No worries, no worries. So I don't actually have a map built for the big
corridor.
for the big long corridor. Yeah. So that's theatre of mind if anything happens there, like.
How armoured were these dwergar?
Armoured and armed. Like carrying. Now, if you let me just check the character sheets, I can tell you exactly what weapons they were carrying. Oh, I haven't filled it in. Why have I not filled that in? Give me a second. Hopefully I've done it on this one. Got a couple of sheets here. No, I haven't. Just put the Thaco in. Let me just quickly check that. It's like hammers, picks, axes, short swords, spears. Very dwarf-like weapons. The same kind of weapons dwarfs would use. Dwarf.
What was the armour I was asking?
Their armour would be... It's good, like... give me a second. I'm just reading, so excuse me. Something like chainmail or plate mail, it's good, eh?
Because chain, they can move faster than me. Plate, they're the same pace as me.
Nah, the movement's the same as yours.
Right. But are they all mounted or just two of them?
They weren't mounted. They weren't riding a worg.
No, there's a warg and 2 dwergar scouts patrolling. I don't know if they're going to come to the corridor, but we need to be prepared. There was also another dwergar and warg on the far side of the large cave.
Is there dwarven lore about these being magic resistant? And one thing to point out.
Can we get ourselves in defensive formation, Darrow, because they're on the way?
Yeah, they are coming.
Yeah, but one thing to point out is dwergar is one of Darrow's languages.
Yep. You can talk.
So he does know a certain amount about them.
Yes. And you would know they do have certain magic resistances, yes. You would know as much as any dwarf does, because you don't know so much about arcane magic being a dwarf, and especially being a divine caster. It's not your field of expertise, it's not the field of dwarven expertise, it's not something dwarves study. So you're not an expert on it, but you would know that there is some sort of level of something there, yeah. Yeah.
But but I probably think there's still a chance a whole person would work on them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so I think we can form up. How many people wide can our formation be? People or bears or dogs?
In this corridor where you are, 2.
2.
Yeah. I need to quickly make a map if we're going to use that corridor. Or borrow an old one. There we go. Got you moved. Yes. We are happy days again, folks. Technical difficulties are over. We have our makeshift corridor.
There we go. And that's the front of the party.
Yes.
So I've reached Darrow and said, there's 2 dwergar and a warg patrolling this way. Best get set up to fight.
Darrow gets ready.
Who else is going on the front line? Sneaking up will go into the second rank with his bow.
Jacob or Eleanor? How much of a self was Jacob in?
He's really not happy.
You have to remember also, Jacob's absolutely blind unless we are a beacon.
Yep.
When the fight starts, you can kind of reveal his lantern.
What about Eleanor? Is she in the front rank with me? Who's in the front rank with me?
Well, I can't move
Eleanor is at
Eleanor.
the back. So ignore the line down the middle, that's just to extend the corridor.
Yeah, I'm happy with the bear.
So that's how you're forming up for this fight.
Yep.
So we'll do initiatives
Apparently so.
next. Wrong button, Ryan. We want this. No, I did it again. This one. So if everybody wants to go ahead and roll initiative for everybody and everything. I'll roll for these guys.
It is.
So on my side.
Oh, I need to get the character sheets up again.
They're within eyesight.
2 seconds, because I need to add their weapons as well.
Oh dear, that worg is really putting me off. My hands are shaking so much I'm late in the round.
So... equipment, I'm just grabbing some weapon speeds and stuff. So these guys are using spears. So what's spear? Spear is weapon speed 6. And it's 1d6, 1d8, isn't it? Okay, I'll add that.
Hold on. Why is this showing blank? That's good. I've now got the character sheet. Have it even reached? But this is the wrong bit. I want to go to here.
Okay, I'm ready to fight you guys, like. Oh no, I'm not. I've not done the initiatives. Sorry. I'm just getting the character sheets built. So initiative for him. Initiative for him. Actually, that's wrong, because that should be a 6. So, who's rolled? We have... all my baddies have rolled. Cornaith has rolled, Stinky Nook has rolled. Do you need a second attack, Stinky Nook?
Yes, please.
Cornaith has rolled, Darrow has rolled. Tammy, what are you doing? What's and does somebody
Should I roll
want to
for Charlemagne?
Yep, I'll roll Eleonora. Tammy? What's Kiara doing? Can't hear you, Tammy.
She is in the voice chat.
Tammy? No, it's disconnected. There she is. Tammy?
Yo.
Yo, she's
Yo.
back. Yo.
Sorry, I did do it. It's not came up again.
No?
Kiara did magic dagger.
Okay.
It went.
2 seconds. Yeah, you rolled 3. I'll add it.
I did
So,
do it again. I
That's
don't know which
everybody.
one.
So that's everybody ready?
Did someone do the dog?
Yeah.
Yes,
dog's
Tegan
done.
and Charlemagne are on the
Oh, thank
tracker.
you. Sorry.
No problem. No problem.
So Tegan goes first, Tammy.
Okay. Let me see them.
Now, Tammy, Kiara would hear Cornaith doing the very, very familiar mutterings of the sleep spell.
Oh my god. About spell. Okay. Sorry. Right.
I mean, the dog doesn't know. The dog, like Tammy's character might understand that, but the dog doesn't. So there's no point in telling Tammy that the Cornet's casting sleep when it's the dog's turn to attack. So it's not going to affect what the dog does, is it?
Oh, I know, but Kiara is before Cornaith also.
Okay. He's got a clear run between
Yeah.
the. Yeah. How far is that?
How far is that, guys?
That's close enough.
60 feet. Yeah. You can do it.
Do it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. He would charge in and go to try and bite.
Which one? Top or bottom or the warg?
The middle guy.
The warg.
That's not. That's like a creature. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
a- Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
to be honest,
yeah.
actually, at 60 feet, you're probably not going to quite get that.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, because he's
You have to go
got.
for one of the other ones.
Yeah, it's 60 feet to one of them. It's like 65 feet to him. He's the rank behind, so yeah, you're talking one of the dwergar.
Right. Okay. Just go for the closest one.
Okay,
Let's see. Hold on. Let me.
roll to hit. Miss.
$5. Oh well.
Kiara.
Kiara would. Oh, is that? It's going to be at the same distance, isn't it? Does she get 120
She's got 120, which is 60 if she wants to attack.
with an attack?
Yeah.
I'm not close enough.
No. Nah,
Can I?
to be honest,
Can I
no.
just move closer? Do I
Yeah.
have to move it and. Okay.
But
hold on.
if you're only moving and not getting your attack, you don't have to limit yourself to 60, you can move up to 120.
Okay.
So you could move right up, you just wouldn't get your attack.
Okay. I'm going to move right up beside the dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cornet.
Yeah?
Sneaky
Yeah.
Nook tries to stop you, saying, "Mistress, it's dangerous. Let the fighters do it."
She's a badass, have you seen her?
Yes, I
I am a
know.
fighter. I am a fighter.
She's the bard. The bard's the jack of all trades.
I can't stop you. I'm only 3 foot tall, but I tried to stop you.
You tried. You tried.
So centered right at the end of his vision. It's just enough to get all three in the area of effect.
You cast in sleep.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Oh, nice. Okay. To come upon 5 hit dice of creatures. So if you bear with me a second, I'll just double check. These dwergar are 2, I think, for the standard guys.
He's doing his very best to end this quietly as to not alert whatever else might be waiting.
Oh, the 1 + 2 and a worg is 3, so 1, 2, 3, 5. There you go. So they all fall asleep. So your spell,
There's only one hit die.
Thank you, Corny.
they're 1 + 2. They're hit dice for a regular dwergar soldier. Does 1 + 2 count as 1 hit dice in the spell or 2?
No, it's above 1 hit die, so it counts as 2.
Okay, so you only get 2 of them, or 1 of them and the warg. In fact, no, the warg is 3 plus, so it counts as 4. So you only get you get the 2 dwergar fall asleep. So for 15. So where is the snail? Excuse me. Only the snail. Where is he? There he is.
Will they magic resist?
And it's for 15. Yep. They get do they get a chance to magic resist? I'll just check that. Snail.
Don't think it's very good magic resistance.
I'm just reading now.
I have to remember.
Just reading.
Off the top of my head, I don't think dwergar have
Nope,
magic resistance.
Nope, just double checking. They don't. There's no magic resistance, so that spell will conquer both of them. They both will go down.
And can I just say something? This is before Darrow starts his spell, which means he can change action without wasting the spell.
So, Cornave puts the 2 dwergar to sleep for 15 rounds.
Because
And it's Charlemagne
Darrow
next.
is not going to use the spell he was going to.
So, Charlemagne the bear, it's his turn.
They're all asleep, so aren't they?
Apart from the warg.
Okay.
The warg is still
How
kicking.
far does he get? Oh,
The bear's
hold
got the
on,
same
sorry.
movement. The bear can get to the warg.
Nice. He's gonna go for it and oh, was that you or me? That
It wasn't me that pulled him back. But yeah, the bear can get round anyway and go there.
yeah.
Yep. So he's
Okay.
got 3
And-
attacks, huh?
I think so. Oh wait, that's
He's got 2 paws and a bite.
yeah.
And potentially a bear hug if he like catches with an 18 or better on one of the paws. Mess. Mess. And try the bite.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hit. So roll damage for
My
the bite.
God. Big or small?
It's a large creature, a warg.
Yeah. Guess so.
It is, yeah. 5 damage.
Then looks it up.
Okay, the Durgar are asleep thanks to that spell, so they don't do anything this round. Darrow, what's he doing? You were going to cast a spell, but not anymore?
Not anymore, because and the spell came off before I started mine, so I've been able not to use the spell.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know whether this is I'm going to make haste forward.
To just move in.
Yeah. I'm tempted to charge one of the dwergar, but if it's asleep, I can't properly charge it.
No, you can't charge if it's asleep because it's not standing up.
Yeah, so I can move. How far again? I can move. It's 3 as my movement. No, that's my armor class. 36.
Your
What is
movement,
it?
your movement is 60 feet or 30 and an attack.
Right. These are more than 30 feet, aren't they?
Yeah.
But there's all these other people there. So I'm going to click and see how far. So basically, I can get to be one of the people standing next to the warg.
Yes. Because that's only a warg that's sleeping on the floor in the way. So you can get over the top of him.
Okay.
Okay. So the warg is going to turn around and try and attack with this bite. Now, I guess Kiara got... In fact, no, because the bear has actually hit it. He's going to go for the bear. He's going to go for Charlemagne. Let me just pull up his character sheet. Warg. It has 1 attack only. And he misses, because the bear's armor class is 6. So, the warg doesn't do anything this round. Misses. Eleonora, I rolled for her to attack. So, she's going to move first of all. she's going to move to there, but not get an attack. So, next it's Stinkynook.
I'm going to go round the back and through and keep watch this way, because I know there's more dwergar and worgs down that way, so I'm just going to keep an eye out for them coming up, because they're only about 40-50 foot to the entrance of the cave, and they were on the other side of the cave.
Okay, so you don't do anything with your
Why do we
attacks.
never run away?
Because you're badasses.
I tried to stop you rushing in there, mistress, but you didn't listen to me.
I don't know, I'm just wondering, like, why do we never go, do you know what? I'm gonna back out of here.
Hey, it's been suggested a few times.
Yep.
Well, if they hadn't been coming this way, I would have suggested it, but they were coming this way. Once we've dealt with them, I'm suggesting we go.
Well, anyway, it's another round. What does people want to do? Round two.
I'm keeping an eye out for new people coming.
Okay.
Darrow is whacking the warg, which someone rather said that I had my dwarven bonus against.
Yeah, we decided that wargs being such a great part of goblin society that I'm home ruling it that the dwarves get your +1 bonus against wargs as well, yeah.
Oh, but these ones have been trained by dwergar rather than by goblins.
Still a racial enemy. Yeah, I'm going to put the warg are part of the racial enemy, like. They hate them. They're a racial enemy. Even if it's its own racial enemy, not a part of the goblin racial enemy, it's another racial enemy.
I'm therefore rolling that thing.
I don't know if that worked. Sorry.
Yours didn't change. I'll change it for you though.
Mine did change, and that's
Yours has.
a better number.
Yep. Do you know what's going on here? There we go. Okay, so everybody's changed for this round, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, so Tegan first.
Tegan would go, hold on, because this is quite messy now, isn't it? We've done it.
Very messy.
Ha! My three characters are at the front. And they're all still sleeping.
No, the warg isn't. The two dwergar are.
Okay.
And Jacob didn't do anything.
Okay,
Oh yeah, we forgot about Jacob. So let's just say he's kind of skulked back and didn't do anything.
He's having a snit.
Yeah, he's not in a good
peeing
mood.
his pants.
Yeah, he's not happy about coming down, so it makes sense that he didn't do anything. Thinks it's foolhardy, doesn't want to be any part of this. So
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna attack this one.
so it's Tegan moving forward to attack.
Oh, it's Tegan's turn.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Tegan's
yeah.
turn. So he's like, he'd moved there. Let me move this one
Yes.
to... Let me check. The armor class warg is 4, so that's a miss actually, just missed.
Oh my god, my rolls have been terrible.
So it's you. Well, it's your character now. It's actual Kiara now.
I know.
But we're a little crowded here. I guess. Remember, this is sleeping. You can step over this one and come from this side if you want to come in to attack. What did you roll initiative for Kiara? What weapon?
My magic missile.
So you don't even need to move. You're casting magic missile.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you roll 3d4 plus 3, and it's an automatic hit.
3d4.
Plus 3.
I'm so sorry, guys. I can do.
Oh, you're fine.
It's fine. Yeah, 3d4 plus 3. So 3 bolts come out of you now when you cast Magic Missile because you're level 5.
Yeah.
And you've only got 1 target, so they all go firing towards this warg. 3 bolts of magical energy go zap, zap, zap. They singe the hair on it as they burn it, and it yelps in pain and recoils. And yeah, 9 points of damage from the warg.
Yes.
Nice. Now remember that when you're doing your experience at the end of the session, like what you've used.
Yeah,
Remember
I've
you used that
actually
spell.
got writing everything down this week.
Okay, so that was Kiara. Well done, Tammy. That was a fucking nice use of the magic missile. So
That was good. I'm quite pleased with that. Sorry, guys.
it was really good. So Charlemagne the bear. It's his attack. What's he doing? Big Charles the Goblin Muncher.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You're fucking waiting for me, aren't you?
It's
Jesus
alright.
Christ.
You rolling for Charlemagne,
I was,
yeah?
I was filling in my notebook. I'm so sorry. It's alright. Hold on, because it is quick.
It's quite crowded. Don't worry about it.
Why do you think I'm keeping out of it?
Yeah, I think he's probably going to come and chill up here with you.
Oh, he's taking the guard with Stinkynook.
Yeah?
Okay. Cornaith. He's way back here.
Cornaith is going to grab the hand of Jacob that's on his shoulder and slowly move just a little bit forward.
Okay. I think you've got control of Jacob's tokens, so you should be able to move them both.
Yep. Now Jacob has the choice. He can either, brush Cornet's hand off and stand there in the complete dark, or he can follow him.
Okay. Darrow. What is Darrow doing?
Well, you said this was a racial enemy.
Yep, +1. And safe to say you can move behind it with all the other people it's fighting. You can get behind it and get a +2 on that attack if you want.
Yeah, I look to be more or less behind. By its tail in this thing. So, my character sheet's disappeared again, so I shall have to do Alt-click. There we are. Holy axe hit. That remains the same. That remains the same. That becomes +3.
Yeah, +2 from behind, +1 for racial enemy. And that still misses with all those pluses. With all those pluses, you still miss. So, these guys just lose... Oh, I can't even get to these tokens, but they're on to 14 rounds left that they've got the sleep spells on them. And it's the warg. Now, the warg has lost more than half his hit points. His 2 leaders are downed. What I want to do now is check a warg's morale, and he's going to make a morale check. So, go Monsters Manual. Warg. 2 seconds, folks. What is a warg's morale? A warg's morale is 4. Oh no, that's size. Steady 11. So, let's roll some dice. 2d10. 11 or lower to stay in the fight. Oh, this warg's got some balls. He's staying. Eleonora is going to attack with her sword. I've not got her sheet up yet. She hits it. For minimum damage. So Eleonora swings her sword at the warg and she hits at the sneaky nook. Is he not doing anything?
He's keeping an eye out, watching for these other ones who might be coming up the passage.
Okay, so we're going to another round.
They're taking too long to kill that warg, and it's probably howling blue murder at the moment.
Yep.
Did you remember the warg's attack? I was... It did its morale. Did you remember its attack?
Oh, I did its morale. I didn't do its attack. Sorry. I'm an idiot.
Oh my god.
Let me just roll the warg's attack. It misses. Right, now, before we do the next round, I need to run to the bathroom. I'll just be a minute, okay? Fixed.
Problem sorted.
Sorted. So, you come back up through the grate? Yeah?
Yep.
Alright. Okay.
Right, I think we need to get back to the surface. Yes?
Yeah.
So I'd suggest that we go this way round and avoid the giant crocodile in that...
We've got that other big pool.
Which other big pool?
This one.
The one to the south? Down here?
Does that matter if we're going up?
There was this one. I think that's the one
Whoa.
Peter's talking about.
One...
It's down here where you saw the giant crocodile.
Yep.
Right, I will ask Eleonora, does her artifact detect as magic?
Yes. Yeah, it will. If you cast Detect Magic, it will show.
So I think we, just in case it got moved and dropped into the water somewhere, we should try and move around with Detect Magic, checking various places.
Okay. So who's casting it? Are you is Darrow casting it?
The other two clerics are the same level.
Eleanor's level 5.
Hers lasts longer.
But you don't know that, it's meta. She's not...
It lasts the same amount of time no matter the caster level.
She's not really been casting spells anyway. She's been using her spells for healing when it's been needed, so... She's not going to volunteer to start casting Detect Magic anyway. She's going to know the sword when she sees it.
And if it's in the water somewhere. I think there's value in doing a circuit, just in case it got thrown somewhere.
So, who's casting it? Are you casting it? Because she's not.
Yeah.
Okay. So Darrow's casting Detect Magic, and you're going to walk around and see if anything glows from any pools of water or any hidden nooks and crannies that might help you find this lost sword, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, cast it and then tell me where you want to go first. What direction. Move a character and I'll move the dungeon with you.
Well, I suggest that we go out in that direction and then cross the river to here and then head down to the entrance via this route and ignore that large pool completely.
Yeah.
The artifact could be there.
And what range is Detect Magic?
What's the range?
A 10-foot wide, 30 or 90-foot long area that lasts for an entire 10 rounds as a priest.
10 rounds, 100 minutes, so...
Rounds.
2 hours, yeah.
Rounds.
Yeah, rounds, not
rounds,
turns.
not turns, rounds, okay. So you need
It's not very long.
So
His spell will last an entire 10 minutes.
Alright, okay, so 10 minutes. Right, you're never running around this whole fucking dungeon in 10 minutes. Not a chance. This is huge.
I can use more than one spell.
Have to.
I think you'd need a dozen though, wouldn't you? To get all right round all this, climb up all the bits out of the water, walk carefully through all the water.
I want at least to check
You're gonna have,
looking out over some of the water for.
yeah, I think you're gonna have to be selective with your spots, really.
Yeah.
Okay. So just tell me where you want to do first, and we'll go there.
If you stand there at the entrance, you should be far enough away from the bank that the giant crocodile won't feel it has to come and get you, and you should be able to get the entire cauldron of water there. The entire pool of water.
So you're doing so that's the first one you're talking about is over here.
Well, we're already in the area, so
Yeah.
90 foot will get that entire pool of water.
Yes, okay. So that's one thing that I'll check.
So you're casting detect magic on this area.
Yeah.
You see nothing. Nothing glows.
And then start heading back round. Because we don't want to do the giant crocodile if we can help it. So we head round past the Ankeg.
Yep.
Well, how many rounds will it actually take for you to... sorry, how many rounds does it last? 10 rounds?
That's what Paul said.
10 rounds. 10 minutes, yeah.
Okay. So assume you use 2 of those rounds sweeping over that pool, you've then got effectively 8 rounds of movement.
Yeah.
So that's 720 feet.
Nice, David.
Yep.
So,
Well, if you go to there and then spend another couple of rounds, actually no, you'd need to go to there and then do this whole area.
Yeah.
And then back. If we knock off another 90 foot for checking that area, so you can do 630 feet worth of movement, which would basically
that's nice work, David.
get you to there, and then you can check this area of the river as well, and that would be 1 spell's worth.
Nice work, David. Let me zoom out a little bit so that I can... Oh, yeah, it's away. Never mind.
So basically, can get to there and check this complex.
Yep.
Sneaking will go ahead to make sure that there aren't any lurking carrion crawlers, etc. Hopefully with Kiara and the bear and Tegan.
Yeah,
keep
we'll come with you.
backing him up, so that Darrow can just rush along at full speed. Okay, and we'll get to this point and we'll check for crocodiles. We don't want Darrow trying to rush into the river when there's crocodiles about.
Okay, just go ahead and move your tokens then. I will interact with that.
Okie doke, fine. Well, while Darrow's setting up to do that, I will move ahead. Hang on a second. And let Kiara and everybody else who's following me keep...
So we've already discussed... we've already discussed... So from... I would say from near the crocodile... So from near the crocodile...
It was from, if you do it in the opening so that you aren't visible over the edge of the...
Yeah. So from there, I then move this way.
Yep. Nothing glows.
Somewhere this way.
The things that glow are the things you expect to glow. You have a +1 weapons.
So here I can have looked round the cavern. Sneaky Nook's leading the way.
Yep.
I mean, everybody else is keeping 60 feet behind me. I'm just making sure that it's safe.
I'm trying. I don't know where you are.
Around here.
I'm moving your guys for you just now.
Issues. Thank you. I'm so sorry.
I'll ping you to here. This is where we are.
Hold on.
Get rid of them.
That pinging confused me.
Oh, sorry, mate. I'll ping to where you are.
There we are. So there, round here, round here.
Now Stinkerix scouting ahead, yeah?
Yep. Any sign of crocs?
Roll 1d20. What's the average of your wisdom and intelligence?
Not that.
Okay. No sign of crocs.
Fine.
And then we head on out here.
No, right, okay,
which
now...
gives me some more water to check.
Now you
Now
the
you
logs turn
definitely
into
see a
crocs.
croc. Now you definitely see a croc. Roll for surprise. Darrow. He didn't see it there. He failed his perception check when he was there, but as soon as you moved there, I want you to roll surprise.
Was it Darrow leading the way, by the way, at that point?
Well, yes, I was waiting here for you to come up, and you charged into the water.
Yeah, because we had worked out that I could get as far as here.
Yes.
Okay. Roll surprise. Not surprised.
Sorry, that's a decent. I'm used. It should have been a D10.
Should have been a
but-
D10, yeah. Go ahead and roll a D10. Not surprised. Nice rolls. Nice. You're definitely not surprised. But when you come up the bank in here onto this bit of the water, just as you're climbing up, as you get off your kind of knees and hands and your head gets back up to dwarf head height, you see... Now let me just grab the motherfucker. There he is, the same guy you saw before. Because remember... Now let me just make him a little bigger actually, because he's a big boy. Remember... Now zoom right out if you can. Remember this whole water system. In fact, he's only swam from there. Let me ping you. He's only swam from there, through here, to here. You don't know where he's been. He could have been all... This whole system's connected by this water, remember? But anyway, he's popped up here. He wasn't there. He was here.
Yeah.
And he's popped up. So you're not surprised. I want everybody to roll initiative. The crocodile's not surprised. He was waiting for you. So, let me just pull up a character sheet for this. Is a giant crocodile. This is not a crocodile, this is a giant crocodile. We will call him Motherfucker. Just get his character sheet ready. Yeah, he's a bad boy. His initiative is 9, that's all I'm saying. Before he rolls it.
Did mine work?
Oh, I've not got the thing up.
Oh.
Actually, I'm going to delete everybody's and you can just tell me what you got. So,
Fuck, 14 is absolute.
Actually, I need to check something before I may have to re-roll that.
no problem. What did I get? So he got 14, that's me. Tammy, you rolled 10. No? 14.
14. Did I?
Yep.
Okay.
Sninkinook needs to roll, Cornaith needs to roll, Charlemagne has rolled, and... Tegan needs to roll.
He got a 8.
Okay.
Eleonora.
Eleonora needs to roll, yep. Somebody do Jacob and I'll do Eleonora.
Jacob's already done.
Eleonora's casting. Where is she? Where's her token?
I-
The
I
token
think
here.
you're the only one that can move it.
That's
So
right,
if you didn't move it,
Oh,
It's-
is she?
She's with us now, she's with us now. She's actually casting.
Well, Schninking rolled, but it didn't pop up for some reason.
No, do you know what it did? And then I deleted it because I just deleted them all. So what did tell me what you rolled and I'll add it.
5.
Okay, and is that just one attack or do you need a second?
Oh no, this is one attack.
Okay, so that's everybody. We have an initiative order for a battle. Ladies and gentlemen, Sninkinook will go first.
And
If-
I've now lost
well-
sight of the map. So I'm going to be.
Hang on, because it's 5 to 9, and we take our 5-minute break at 9. So at the start of a battle would be a good time to just take it 5 minutes early. Do we think? Might as well take it now rather than do one round of combat and then have a break. We'll have a break and then start this. Not a problem.
After all, we'll have all the eating noises of the crocodile.
Well, yeah, you're going to hear a crocodile eating your character in a minute, so we might as well. It's like the sound effects for Daryl getting eaten, I guess, maybe. See how this goes. You've got Sninky Nook.
Just be grateful it's Darrow. If it was Sninky Nook, he'd probably swallow me on an 18.
Well, aye, maybe. Sninky Nook's first in the initiative order for round 1, so let's see what I can do.
I can see a giant crocodile's head poking above the bank, can I?
It's not just poking above the bank. It's well and true, because when it comes up on its on its 4 feet, it's 4, 5, 6 feet in the air. Like even when it's on its 4 legs, do you know what I mean? Because it's so huge. So yeah, it's clearly visible. This bank in here is only maybe 1 foot, so most of this is visible to you.
Good. Well, I'll try and make sure it can't see Darrow. So would it care to save against blindness?
Oh, so you're casting blindness.
I'm casting blindness on it.
Nice. Okay, so I need to check how many hit dice creature this is to get the saving throw for it. 2 seconds. Crocodile, giant. If anybody on Twitch wants to see what I'm doing, like why I'm in my other monitor, it's this is the monster manual. Crocodile, giant. Hit dice 7, so it'll save as a level 7 fighter. That'll not make it.
Oh, good.
So you use your.
I've used my blindness, so I've cast that. I've ticked the cast today box.
Now it's not a spell; it's a racial ability, right?
Yep.
If it's a racial,
That's it for the day.
racial spell-like ability, and that's it for the day. So you cast blindness. The crocodile is blind for how long?
It basically it's blind until it's either dispel magic or I do away with the blindness.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
that's
keeping
disgusting.
it blinded. I'm keeping it blinded.
That is disgusting. Wow.
It's a beauty. Like, let me just find a wee token for that. So it's
Blinded
blind.
creature suffers a -4 to its penalty to its attack rolls, and its opponents gain a +4 bonus to their attack
So it's
rolls.
basically a +8 when in combat with it.
Yeah.
That could be a game changer for this fight. Nice. Very nice, David. Very nice. So, Charlemagne, the bear. What's he going to do?
Emmy?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I was trying to work out how to get the little thing that tells you distance. I'm sorry.
Sorry?
It's worse when I put my own roll 20. Can he go into the water and get to an attack?
He's not going to get to attack it. He might get himself in between it and Darrow.
Yeah.
He might make a nice meat shield.
He will move forward. Can you move to here? Was that about 60?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that then.
Okay, so he's just moving to there.
Yeah.
Tegan the dog, what's he doing? Now the bear,
Tegan,
I don't need a proficiency. A dexterity check for moving through the water at speed. The dog also. Any of the rest of
I
you?
don't think
It's different.
I don't think he will go to the water. He'll probably just move forward
All right.
here.
So Kiara.
And Kiara is going to do the same, but not go into the water.
Okay.
These crocodiles.
You need to step back from there. That's the wall. Okay, Darrow. The great Darrow. What is he going to do?
He's got an unpeded route into the combat.
Absolutely, yeah. For a change, Darrow gets into combat in the first round. Because
Yeah.
he was running about trying to use that spell.
Good, isn't
Oh my
it?
god, I give up.
This is rare, eh?
And it's not. It's too near to charge. So I will just go and welly it.
We are nice. Good luck.
Hmm?
Good luck.
Well, I think it's a large-sized creature. In actual fact, I think it's a giant-sized
I
creature.
think yeah, it is. In fact, it is. Oh, I've lost my.
You said it was 25 foot long.
Yeah, I think that counts as huge actually. Hang on. Crocodile. It is a huge creature. Size category H. She's one up from large. Sorry.
That's not what I
No,
meant to
it's
do.
2 up from large.
That's what I meant to click, and you say it's at +4.
+4.
Yep.
Boom. That's a hit. So, let me see some damage from that. Now you can do some damage with this axe, eh? Nice. So Darrow swings his big old two-handed axe, brings it down into the giant crocodile's neck, and does a bunch of damage in it. Cornaith, what's he doing?
Absolutely nothing.
Zippo. Alright. Jacob, what's he doing?
Hope you don't mind if I don't go near that thing called Great Wizard. He's
Oh,
too
he-
big for me.
Yeah, he ain't going near it either.
Jacob just going to there, is he? Darrow, have you seen this? Everybody's just leaving you behind, mate. Right, this big crocodile has 2 attacks.
I mean, there ain't shit Cornelius could do to this thing anyway, except for die.
Now this thing is
Yeah, it's not going to work on it.
Does that 3 hit Darrow?
Exactly.
Oh no, it doesn't because it's got a -4 on its attacks.
Yes, it
So that would have been a
has.
7. I didn't add that -4, so that's a miss. Now let me swing with the tail, and I'll add the -3, the -4 in this time. It misses with both its attacks. Kiara, this is a second attack,
Still don't.
but you
Hold
didn't.
on.
Yeah, but you didn't make an attack. So that's the end of the round. Oh, you shouldn't have had a second one there. That's fine. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I just moved. Yeah.
Okay. So
I
second.
won't get 2 blows this next round.
That's right. Let me add a turn. That'll be on 15, eh? Okay.
It's +5, yeah.
Anybody changing their action for this round? For the second?
Yes, I'm going
No.
to pull my bow out, use my bow again, so I will re-roll that.
And you'll want a second one as well, eh?
Yes, please.
What's Kiara doing this round, Tammy?
Kiara is gonna one do a dex check.
Depends what speed you want to move through the water.
I wanna go across here
To here.
to here and attack it.
Let me measure the distance.
57.
Yeah, so to move at that speed through the water, you do need to make a dexterity check halfway through. So there, make a dexterity check.
Which is
Just a d20 and you want to roll your dexterity or lower.
so sorry, hold on.
That's okay.
Yeah, you
Lower.
make it. So you can get to there and you can make an attack.
Sweet, right. I'm using my oh, I can't say it.
Scimitar.
Scimitar.
Yeah.
Nice.
Uh,
Have you had luck with this weapon yet? Or did you not have much?
well, once, but it was when it was with that weird thing that I'd never seen before, so I thought using this would help.
That looks good.
That does do it, yeah.
2, yeah. This will be large.
Oh yeah, more than large, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very
so it's the
large.
upper damage here.
Okay.
Okay. So you tickle it a little bit with your scimitar. Why did wait? Because Charlemagne didn't go and Tegan didn't go yet. But you went. So we need to do Charlemagne and Tegan first.
They both moved. Is it okay?
Nah, because that was last round. So what are they doing this round?
Well, we'd go straight for it now. It's close enough.
Yep. Okay. But he's stepping in the water to get to it, but that's fine for a bear. Right. Okay. Roll his attacks. Right. He gets 3. Remember. Claw, claw, bite.
This is paw, bite.
Yep. But this thing's too big for him to land a bear hug on, so you don't have the chance of that with this thing. He did bear hug 2 other crocodiles to death, but they weren't the giant crocodiles.
Good.
That's a hit.
Yeah, okay. Damage?
Yep. Okay. Roll the other one. -3. That's a miss. Now roll the attack for the bite. Miss. Okay. So, Tegan, what's he doing? Yeah.
Did you hear them?
Yep. What's Tegan doing?
Tegan, oh god, I need to move him first. Tegan is going to cross the water too.
He doesn't need to make any kind of check to get across
this side and attack.
Let me check the distance just.
Oh, maybe not.
Nah, not quite. Yeah, not quite.
Okay.
He can get there. He just can't make an attack.
Yeah, he'll move his distance then.
Okay. So, Kiara already went. So it's Darrow. First attack of 2 this round.
Yeah.
No. Now remember, you've got +4, eh?
Yeah. Etc.
There's a touch of enthusiasm coming through in the tone of voice there.
There we are. That's brought the character sheet up.
If only you could fight blind crocodiles every day.
No, he was enthusiastic about worg as well. So it's miscellaneous bonus +4.
Oh dear. You'd have hit it even without that.
Yeah. Chunk.
Ooh, so that's you. Yeah, there's a big chunk out of this blind crocodile. Now it is still alive though. Cornaith, what's he doing? Nothing, eh?
He's just gonna move.
Okay. Jacob, what's he doing?
Gonna try again with that crossbow.
Okay.
Same fucking roll.
Yep. Now the crocodile is going to attack at -4.
Stinky Nook has his first arrow. You didn't reorder the.
Yeah.
tracker.
Sorry. There you
No
go.
problem,
There
no
you
problem.
go. It's Stinky Nook now.
Silly question.
Yeah.
Would an AC of 7 have hit? Because I forgot about the +4.
Yes, because its natural AC is 4, so it would have. So hang on a second, Stinky Nook.
No. I didn't add the +4 to the roll. It would have hit an AC of 7, not AC 11.
Oh, right, no, its AC is 4, sorry.
Okay.
So no. Stinky Nook, go ahead. You missed.
Missed, yes.
Now this thing is attacking at -4. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say it can attack Tegan as well, so I'm going to roll a 1d4 for who it's attacking from left to right. That's Kiara. Jeez.
Well, you had an armor spell on you at least.
Oh.
Now it's going to attack with its with its tail as well. I'm going to randomise that. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's on Tegan. I'm adding the -4. Oh, it's a critical hit. The dog's going to die, Tammy. Sorry, you're going to rage quit the AD.
Dear.
I've killed the dog.
Poor Tegan.
Right. You ready?
Oh my god.
Have you killed my dog?
Yes.
I think the dog's dead.
36 damage. It's double damage. I've split the dog into. It was its tail as well. It's the crocodile and its blind fury. This giant tail that weighs 5 times the weight of the dog has just come slamming down on it and crushed it to death. Irrevocably dead. Oof. I'm sorry, Tammy.
That would have done for Darrow, I think. Never mind Tegan.
I would have taken the critical. Would have taken Darrow from full hit points to 0.
It would have, yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. R.I.P. Tegan. He's been with Tammy's character Kiara since day 1 of her in the campaign. He is no more. Are you okay, Tammy?
No, I actually hate you.
Don't hate me, it was a dice. It was not me. It's never me, it's the dice. Darrow, it's your turn.
Plus.
Oh, that's gonna hit it.
Just.
Can he avenge the dog? Oh, he certainly fucking can. Right, okay. Tegan is avenged. Darrow brings down that axe and that signature overhead double-handed swing separates the head from the neck of the giant crocodile. Now, congratulations on killing that big giant crocodile, but commiserations on losing the party's dog. It's irrevocably dead. It's splattered into the ground, like.
Squashed to nothing.
I don't want to get too graphic and upset Tammy because she's my friend, like. But yeah, the dog's fucking dead, like.
And that was with it blinded as well. Oh dear.
I think it would have. I don't know what hit points Eleonora has. That critical would have taken.
It would have taken her out as well, yeah.
It would have taken Kiara down to -9, and any other member of the party would have been killed.
It would have fucked any one of us.
Yep, you're lucky it was the dog, to be honest, Tammy. And not you.
That's debatable.
You can buy another dog. You can't buy another Kiara.
Can you help me roll this on its back? If somebody will help me roll this on its back, I'll cut its stomach open and check it hasn't swallowed the sword. When this thing's big enough to have swallowed the sword whole.
Well, it certainly is. So you want to flip it over and cut it open?
Yep.
Okay. Somebody's going to have to help you do that. You're not going to manage to flip
Oh,
this
yes,
thing
that's why I asked. Could somebody help me turn it over?
Well, Jacob, he's very keen for cutting its tail off because he is Jacob Tailcutter, so he'll help you do that. He'll volunteer to help you do that.
Yeah.
I think it's not going to be a case of cutting its tail off. I think he's going to chop it off bit by bit.
Kiara will definitely not be.
It's Kiara. She'll be very upset, I would imagine.
Yeah. Unless he were a brave dog. Brave beast.
It wasn't a dog, it was a direwolf.
Oh. David, do you want to say that one more time nice and loud? I'm gonna clip it for a soundbite and keep it forever. So if you want to do that again for me,
That wasn't a dog, that was a direwolf.
perfect. I'm gonna clip that and make a wee soundbite, and we'll keep that forever. And the original, that's not a dog, that's a direwolf, will be kept forever as well. It's gonna be a catchphrase of this show.
And well done there, David, because I heard it. You got her giggling. That's what matters.
Yeah, if you made her. There we go. There we go.
You can remember Tegan as he was, not as he is now.
That wasn't a dog. That was a direwolf. Oh look, so I don't normally speak to chat, but look, if we look over at chat, Brew lost her D&D pet last episode too. Tammy. So her character's lost her pet in D&D last week as well. So you're not alone.
Doing any damage? I thought did none of us take damage against?
Just taking 36 in one go.
Oh no, I'm thinking about the warg.
No, I don't think anybody did.
No.
Right.
Cornaith's spell basically put the dwergar to sleep.
The dwergar to sleep, yeah.
And the warg wasn't able to hit anything. I presume there will be nothing in the stomach.
There's no sword anyway. No, just what you would find in a giant crocodile stomach.
Excuse me.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to keep Eleanor happy.
Now, even if there are bits of goblin in it, which there would be, you're not finding any wealth, because the goblins never carried any wealth, the ones that were down here.
Yeah.
There should actually be some large chunks of giant crab in there.
You would find some chunks of giant crab in there. You probably find some. You might not be able to determine what's what after it's half digested it, but there'll be goblin in there, there'll be crab in there, yeah.
Yeah.
We're just coming after you out of sheer nastiness, Darrow. It certainly wasn't hungry. Not the amount of food that's been in the water.
Was it this that did for the goblin who ran away from that combat?
Yep, I think so.
Out of character, like past beyond the fourth wall, yes it was. Yeah, it swam right into it. It ran right into it. That's about 3 or 4 sessions back now. This is the same giant crocodile. I've had one giant crocodile as a monster that's been sitting in this dungeon, and the other ones, they were a random encounter monster, so they were just appearing on the roll of 1 on 1d6 every time you went through the water. This one's been around, and this one's been stalking you.
It doesn't even have a watch going tick, tick, tick in its stomach.
No. The princess is in another castle. No sword.
Right, so shall we
Are you taking
head
bits of
towards
it?
the exit?
Are you actually harvesting any of it? I think Jacob would want to take at least the tip of its tail, because that's what he's done, is he's collected the tails of all the monsters and things.
I'm still wanting to check near the big lake. What I can into the big lake.
Okay, so you're going to use another
Detect
magic and go check this one. Let me shift ping.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, okay.
Off the shore.
I can save you time, right? You don't detect anything in there from the shore, and there's no more giant crocodiles attack you as you try to go in between here and there. So no need to roleplay it. You get to there, you cast it, you don't find anything, and then I can tell you within the radius of what you can move in another 10 rounds, you're not going to detect anything more that you've not seen before magic. Only the weapons that you guys are carrying, the things you expect to be detecting magic.
Yeah. So basically that would allow us to check the pool there, the goblin area here, and the goblin area here.
Do you want to map it out again, David, like you did last time? Because that was really good, actually.
Yeah, sure.
So map out what he can do in his 10 rounds.
Okay, basically he'll take two rounds to do that, and then he will go...
Let me move so that people can see that. So this is the movement he's going to do in his 10 rounds.
Yep.
And detect magic in a 10-foot radius around that area.
Well, 90-foot radius.
Oh, 90-foot radius, so okay, nice.
So, I think that's probably about it. But he would basically stop at various points on that route.
And move around a little bit, yeah.
And just
dip into the
turn the arc.
Yes.
So he can basically check these 4 chambers.
And not detect anything.
Yeah.
So, quick answer. Thanks for mapping that out, David. That's really good for people watching.
No problem.
You get to explore all those areas with your detect magic spellcast, and you won't detect anything more again.
Okay. So that gets us back to the goblin archer ambush point, which would be here.
And it's less obvious that there'll be anything on any of these other
So you're
places.
back here, eh? Okay, let me move you all down. So not him. The rest of you.
Somebody's gonna have to help me take Tegan's body.
Who's going to carry Tegan?
But that, I was going to
I think the bear would help me.
I think he's doing the detect magic. I'm not sure whether he'll be slowed down by Tegan.
I volunteer Jacob. He can only see in a short area and is pretty fucking useless beyond carrying a dead dog.
Yeah.
I think asking Charlemagne to do it, he's
He's an MP.
Yeah, Jacob.
He might carry Tegan, but
Jacob will
probably
carry
not
the
in the
dog.
way that you want him.
Excuse
to.
me 1 second.
Jacob's an NPC now, so we can badmouth the character.
We've now done the 2. We've now done the places which I thought most likely to have this thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So less than Eleanor was talking about doing one of her own spells.
Nope. Well, yeah, she will actually play along at this point because she wants to try to find this sword as well. She will use as many as she can. Now she's level 5. How many of that level spell does she have?
Detect magic's only first level, isn't it?
She's got enough to cover the rest of the dungeon.
Yeah.
So you'll not find.
Especially as she moves faster than Darrow.
Yeah, she does. So you're not going to find anything more throughout the dungeon, I can tell you that, to save you the time of having to march around. She's got enough movement to do the rest of it easily, actually. It's only these 6 more sections. Yeah. So she'll cast it twice, I would say. And she'll be able to walk around all of this. Then there will be no more encounters. All the crocodiles have left when the big ones died, so you can get out of here safely. And you won't find any more hidden magical items, even if you checked thoroughly. You've got enough time to, and enough spell slots to, so no, you're not going to find anything.
And there's no, now that we've found everywhere that the river takes us to, etc., there's no obvious reason to expect there to be a concealed door, etc., anywhere.
No, and you didn't find another one. Apart from the concealed door that you know about that was here, which wasn't so much a concealed door as it was a rock rolled across to conceal an entrance.
Yeah.
But you know about that one, that was there.
So we do a bit of consoling.
Jacob will say to Kiara, I'm so sorry you lost your dog, Kiara. He was such a brave dog and such a ferocious companion, and for the short time I feel honoured to have fought at the side of such a noble beast. And Kiara, my condolences are with you. This is Jacob.
Yeah.
I just look at him. Fine.
Now.
The bear looks at you and has a sad face.
Is he looking like Winnie the Pooh right now?
Little bit, yeah. When there's no honey. I'm a sad bear. There's no honey. That's what he's doing right now, yeah, Charlemagne. I'm a sad bear. My dog, my friend the dog, he died. Yeah, so you don't find anything else. The bear lost his animal companion, yeah.
Now. It's up to Eleanor knows the island, we don't.
Eleanor's token is not yet moved. She knows the island, yeah.
We don't. So, unless she can think of anywhere where there may be an enemy base.
There's nowhere else on the island that she thinks there would be. She'd be willing to look around, though.
Game.
Sneaky Nook is all of a sudden not so keen on suggesting we go via the Underdark. So we have 2 more days until Derek turns up.
Yeah.
Well, the only access that we've found out of the goblin place so far is straight through a dwergar stronghold.
Yeah.
And that's not a recipe for survival.
Yeah.
Remember, like I warned you all at the start of this game meta that not everything is levelled to a party. If you walk into a Dwergar stronghold, it's not going to be levelled to your level 4 or 5 party. You're going to die.
Oh no!
You'd have to be very, very, very clever.
when you consider that a scouting party is 2 Dwergar and a warg, and that's just a scouting party.
Remember, that was only what was in your 120 feet of vision.
Oh, I know. And I saw other Dwergar and wargs there as well.
Yeah.
So no, we wouldn't survive going through there.
You'd have to be very, very, very clever.
So no, we'd need to find another way down to the Underdark if we're going by the Underdark.
Okay.
I mean, that's not to say we won't find another way down to the Underdark.
Well, the only Underdark connection from your world to the Underdark that's known to any of you is Darrow. You know about it. Underneath Rockholm there is mines, and it goes further down and it's caverns, and it goes deeper, and it eventually does meet with the Underdark. And your clan and your city of dwarves have fought for generations with the Underdark races. Your civilization of dwarves and that thing, they come from generations of guys looking for a certain treasure that was never found. So they've been exploring deeper and deeper into the Underdark. So you know that you can get there from where you're from, but like we saw before on the map, that was on the other island. I'm gonna whip us across it for a second, so we're talking about it. So the Underdark you know of is up here. So your city's here, Darrow,
Yeah.
and underneath you've got a network of underground, old mines and whatever old habitats, and then deeper and deeper, and it goes down into the Underdark. But your knowledge of it, the only way to go down there is from there. And to get to Stonehaven, you go from the Gold Road at Silverhall.
Yeah.
And you guys are here. There.
So basically we've got 2 more days on this island.
Yep. Oh, I'm pinging
And
on the map and realising my head's over it, so that's where the guys are.
and unless Eleanor can propose anywhere where this guy's base may be, or anywhere else to look on the island, we've got
The whole rest of this small island, Torsea, it's forest. That's it.
I would say she knows the island so much better than us. And if there's
But these guys haven't been here for long. They've came here to make this church, yeah? So she doesn't know that. She knows the island is very, very small. There's nothing else she knows of here anyway. The goblins, this was new to her. Everything's new. This guy that's attacked them with the eagle, that's new.
yeah. So how long ago did they come over here?
They've come in like the last year. This is a brand new church. Or was. There's nothing. There's rubble left of it now, but yeah, it was a brand new church.
There was no previous, but where did they come from?
Ah, you want to do this now, right? Okay. Hang on. So let me pull out a map from here. The elves come.
We've got about an hour and a half left of this session.
Yeah. The elves come from another continent. So this is a human continent. The elven continent is to the far east of here. So native, the elves are from halfway around the world. There are, of course, elves in the main part of the world where you live, but they're not native. It's a human and dwarven continent. There's two main continents. You're in a northern hemisphere. Picture a northern hemisphere with two large continents separate from each other, two large land masses separate from each other. You're in one that is a human and dwarven one, and there is an elven one on the other side of the world. The elves are
On the
from
western side.
Yeah. The elves are. Yeah, you're on the western side, the eastern side. The other side of the world is the elves, where they're from, historically.
So they basically came straight from Dorsia from over the sea.
Yeah. They've came way round the far way. Right across the sea.
Right.
And there was a dozen of them. Or at least half a dozen of them. I think it was half a dozen, yeah. It was at least half a dozen. Came across and founded a church here about a year ago. Or within the last year anyway.
They probably had some magical scrolls or something. Because that was a pretty big church for half a dozen to build in a year.
Yeah, they would have come with builders. The builders would have left. They've come in a big ship, but like half a dozen priests have come to form a church. They've had help to build the church. They may have had magical assistance. You know, they're elves, so they may have come with not just builders, not just labourers, whatever, but with mages and because they've come from halfway around the world.
Yeah. Before the guy attacked with his giant eagle, were they aware of giant eagles around earlier?
No, it wasn't a thing. It wasn't like they knew about bears in the woods. They hadn't seen a giant eagle before. No.
And we saw him flying away in the direction which the route from there went through both Panthea.
Yeah, northeast.
But northeast goes both through Panthea Minor and Panthea.
Exactly, yes. And if I've not put this map on Roll20, but if you have to keep going in a straight line, I could probably put it on cam. Hold on, I'll pop this up so I can show what I'm showing it. Because I've got a little sketched out one here. This is the islands down here. If you keep going up, it goes right across the main body of the main continent, right up to the only part where you can kind of see it, where it connects to the polar part, the icy part at the top. So it goes right across everything basically. So he could be going anywhere in this whole of this continent. That's the direction he's going.
Right.
But immediately, yeah, you have Panthea Minor next, and then Panthea, and that's the direction he's heading.
Yeah.
So let me bring up another map then, actually, so that I can point that out again. Because this all needs to make sense to anybody watching and that. So, move players across again. So yeah, he's going off in that direction. So he's heading right across. Well, he's going in that direction, that's all you know. That direction could lean to. Keep forgetting I'm in front of that. So he's there. You see, he went off in that direction. So he could be heading across Panthea Minor. If he continues, he's going right across Panthea, the main island. Beyond these islands, in that direction, is the main continent. The main big continent. in the same direction.
So,
Excuse my artwork, folks. It's pretty funny. I can't draw for shit.
that, yes. So we now have both female members of the party in mourning.
Yeah. She's lost all the other members of her church. And Kiara's lost the dog. The brave Tegan. The ferocious Tegan.
I'm so sorry, people are putting in Discord. And Alex has said that he's having that.
I think Rabad said he was going to have a funeral for the dog in the game that he's playing.
Yep.
I'm sad about Tegan. He's been with us for a long time, like 12, 13 sessions, Tammy.
Yep.
You joined at session
Yeah.
4, you and Paul.
Yeah.
That dog's been with us 12, 13 sessions. He's been with Kiara for 5 levels. There's Johnny saying in the chat that they've done a funeral for Tegan in Discord. I can't wait to see that at the end of the session. That's going to be interesting. So yeah,
So
2 day and you've got 2 days until he comes. Are you coming out of the cave? Because I'll put you on an appropriate map if you are.
Yeah.
Well, we can go and stay in that cave on the seashore, can't we? Where the body of the dead hero.
Samir, who else is buried there?
the dead farmer's boy.
Yeah, Samir.
Samir.
Is there not two
Samir.
people? Is there not two people buried there? We buried someone else next
Eleanor's
to
little friend. Where
No.
did she get buried?
at the church.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But where did someone else got buried
I
here?
knew
I'm
that
sure.
as soon as I said it.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, we
Samir.
had the court there for a while of
Samir,
Theodore.
Samir is definitely buried in the cave, eh?
So,
Now, in the distance, what time of day is it?
relatively early.
Yes.
You see a small boat. You see a small boat on the horizon. And on that note, I'm going to go to the bathroom. The figure in the boat is much larger than Derek. You see a much bigger figure rowing, bigger than perhaps even Garona. Yeah, bigger than Garona. By the time it's getting closer, you can clearly tell. In fact, you can maybe see that there's maybe two figures as it gets closer and closer. Because none of you are telling me that you're running and hiding. So this thing's just rowing towards you, right? Towards the beach. This boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine. I've got my bow out.
And there's two figures. In fact, one of
my
them's very
goggles on.
small, one of them's very large. One of them looks not totally dissimilar to Garona in that he looks like he's maybe not all human. Maybe he's like some sort of half race. Like Garona is a half orc, like a half bigger race. But he's bigger than Garona. And the other one is, now as they're getting closer and closer, you would quite easily tell, all of you actually, but especially Sninky Nook, that the other one's a gnome. So there's a gnome, and now
What type of gnome? Is it another deep gnome or a rock gnome or what?
a regular gnome. But he's got his
Deep gnomes are regular gnomes.
The thing
I'll
is,
have
well,
you know.
this gnome's not like any other gnome you've seen actually, Sninky Nook, because he has his hair in dreadlocks, in braids, in big thick braids with big colourful beads and feathers, and he's
This
yeah,
guy sounds like a G.
he's dressed in like very strange clothes, very
Oh, he's an outcast.
he's very unusual, flamboyantly dressed, even
Dear.
even for a gnome. In fact,
He's not a true gnome. He's obviously an outcast of some kind.
if you let them get very close, I can pull up a picture of them, because they're just gonna,
Right.
as long as you stand there, they're just gonna.
Do we attack them, boss?
We wait for.
As they get close,
No,
the gnome starts to
we
wave.
probably spread out a bit so we're not all in the same spell area of effect.
As they get closer, the gnome starts to wave at you, and he's smiling.
Right.
So, I don't have tokens or anything for them. This is just roleplay just now. I don't know why I've got this up. Yeah, so I'm going to show you a picture. That's what I'm going to do. Go on here. All players. You should be able to see this now. I'll put that up for stream as well. Oh wait, and save changes before you can see it. So you should be able to see that under notes now.
So that's with. Hold on.
Really?
Sorry. Where have you got it in?
In the journal.
It's in journal, under notes.
Under notes.
And it should just be a picture.
Great jaw and knee high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so these guys get to the shore, right, in their boat. And the big guy, he parks up the boat, the little guy jumps out, and he says, "Hail, hail, hail! Hail, adventurers, I come seeking you.
You come seeking us.
I am knee-high. This is Greatjaw."
I keep between them and Cornaith.
It came to my attention that you have some very interesting objects of art. When they were identified in town, it came to my attention through the grapevine that these are something that interests me very much in my line of business. And I want to talk business with you as soon as possible about the purchase of said objects of art. From you, fine ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
These were very specialist items, so as soon as these were noticed in the market, these were straight to my attention. I'm a specialist in exotic art for all the races. Exotic, erotic art. I'm a merchant of fine art of the exotic, erotic variety.
You didn't tell us that was what the art was.
I am knee-high and this is Greatjaw. Greatjaw and knee-high. And we sell scuds.
Right. How big is this boat? Is it big enough to take all of us?
No.
Sneaky looks a bit concerned. He would never have classed a box of mushroom cigars as being erotic art.
Well, no, you kept them. They didn't go back to be identified. You kept them.
Yes, I know.
So you have them. But the thing we did when we didn't explain it at the time, like what kinds of objects of art they were. Well, there you go. There's your answer. They were exotic, erotic arts. Now, when he says for all the races, this guy's a half ogre, right? And this other guy's a gnome. Greatjaw is a half ogre, and knee-high is a gnome. And they sell erotic art of all different races. So orc erotica and dragon erotica and undead erotica. They're purveyors of and merchants of erotic art.
Definitely an outcast. Proper gnomes would never do that sort of thing.
He's very wild, flamboyant looking character, the way he's dressed and with all the... He's got feathers in his hair and mad beads and he's wearing lots of bracelets and...
He's not a true gnome.
He's wearing lots of chains and bracelets and he's very flamboyantly dressed. The Greatjaw, he is armoured and carries a big axe and he's obviously the muscle of the operation, whereas knee-high is the brains and the mouth of the operation. And he says that he wants to discuss with you as soon as you return to Machina. As soon as you go back to Machina, he wants to discuss business with you.
And that will be our return to Machina will be a lot quicker if you help us. If you get a boat to come over to collect us.
Well, your friend is coming back in 2 days. I'm going to come back with him and you will have 2 boats. This is my plan. I want to escort you back so that before you go anywhere we can quickly discuss business. I want to buy these items from you. Top dollar, top gold. I will give you top platinum price. I'm the best merchant of this kind of art in the whole known world.
How much bulk do we still have to transport?
So you sent across those objects of art, minus the mushroom cigars, and you sent across all the silver.
Right, hold up. Hold up. We're not actually planning on sending anything back with this guy now.
No, we sent it all back with Derek.
Yeah, all went back with
but I'm
it.
saying we're not intending on sending anything back with this guy just now. Alright, okay. It was serious when you were asking.
It's a matter of if we're heading. Unless Eleanor suddenly tells us stuff we don't know, then sending this guy to try and get Derek to come back earlier.
Yeah, we can do that, but when you were asking about what we all had, I had the fear that you were planning on giving him stuff to take back.
Nihai will say, I want to do business with you as fast as possible. I will go for Derek and I will bring Derek back today. And we go back today. Me and Great Jaw, we will go back and we will bring Derek in 2 boats and we all go back. And we all go back to Panthea Minor today and we all go back to Machina today.
2 boats will be enough.
Yeah,
well,
because...
Are we not curious as to why this guy's being so pushy?
Yeah.
The 2...
Yeah, like...
His boat's the same size as your original boat. Now, your original boat was big enough for about 6 of you. But now you are 6 and a bear and a dog.
And let's worry about him being so pushy after we're back where we want to be in the first place. And then we question his pushiness. But right now we're kind of stuck here, so we should really take him up on his offer, I think.
Well, he says he'd go back and get Derek today because he's so keen to do business with you when you get back.
At the very least, of going to get Derek and coming back.
Yeah, and I was asking about how much bulk we had.
Well,
because I wanted to. So 2 boats will be enough to take everything off.
yeah, well, I think, Darrow, you were the only one that was collecting, like, swords and spears and stuff. Everything else valuable is gone.
The silver's already gone, right? Okay,
yeah, the
that's
silver
what I
and
wanted to confirm.
The silver and the objects of art have already gone. You've held on to the spears and stuff, those magic spears, and everything from before. But yeah, the silver and all the objects of art. So your treasure hoard, that's gone. That's over. You sent it across.
Not all of it. Not all of it.
No, you kept something.
The jeweled sticks.
Yeah, the jeweled sticks. That's right. No, you kept the gems.
Hidden somewhere.
You have the gems, don't you?
Yes, the gems are embedded in sticks so that he can use them for augury spells.
That's right. Yeah, you took your gems and embedded them into sticks for use in augury spells. I remember. That's cool. Okay, so that's the case. He's got an offer for you. He wants to do business with you to buy these objects of art that you found, these exotic, erotic artworks that you found. He wants to buy them from you, and he's willing to get you back to Machina faster in order to do so.
And Eleanor isn't objecting to our going faster.
Well, she's at the point where she's kind of just wants to take your lead now, Darrow, because she's exasperated. She wanted to go chase the sword down there, but you've come across a dwergar patrol. And she...
No, the dwergar fortress.
She's knackered.
Yeah, she's fucked. All her friends are dead.
Yeah.
She's fucked. All her friends are dead. She's got no willpower to kind of make any decisions anymore. She's just kind of following along, drifting along now, I think, Darrow. Going with whatever your plan is.
Okay.
I'm all for leaving today.
It'd be a case of he would have to go back, collect Derek and come back. So it's a couple of hours again. I think we said about an hour to 2 hours across. So we were talking maybe 4 hours max for him to go across.
And
Get
we can
Derek and
discuss
come
with
back.
Kiara what sort of funeral she wants. Or Tegan.
Jacob is very keen to get out of here as soon as possible. In fact, Jacob says, "Hey, look at all you guys," and kind of with a bit of a dirty look on his face, and he says, he'll turn to Great John Knee-High. "Can I just go now with you guys? Can I have no interest in erotic artworks. Can I just go back to land now? Can I get off this godforsaken island with you two now?" And Greatjaw just kind of looked down at his, obviously the brains of the operation, Knee-High, and he looks at you guys as if to say, is that a problem?
I would just look at him and say, "That's fine, but I would keep an eye on your captainship."
You say that to Knee-High?
Mhm.
So Knee-High
So
looks
I
at
take
Knee-High
a-
looks at you and gives you a wink. Aye, lass. Aye, lass. Okay. Well, no. Okay. I don't care. I just want to sell scuds. So yeah, Jacob's he's just gonna piss off on this boat. So it's one less to come back on the return journey. So it's on the return journey. It's going to be no Jacob, but these two, Knee-High and Greatjaw, are going to come back, and they're going to bring Derek. So there'll be the two boats and enough room for everybody to go back, including, if you wanted, the bear.
I think that are Knee-High and Greatjaw willing to have a wild bear on their boat?
Well, Greatjaw's a half ogre. He's not really intimidated by a wild bear. He's the muscle.
Yeah.
He's the muscle for the world's biggest smut dealer. So he's the bodyguard for the world's biggest exotic smut dealer. So yeah, he's a bear is no problem to him. Like marching up to a party of adventurers that are well armed with fucking magic weapons and stuff, and just waving at them and saying hello, hello. Like, he's not scared of you guys, so he's not scared of a bear.
Yeah. My suspicion is a bear might be a problem for Derek.
Maybe.
So return journey, if the bear's willing to come, and people want the bear with them.
I'll decide.
Yeah.
I'll let the bear decide if he wants to come or not. Can we roll for it?
Well, you do a reaction check then. What's your reaction on your... So you do a reaction roll, you roll 1d20, and you've got a bonus based on your charisma that'll be on your sheet.
Okay. Right.
Reaction adjustment is +5.
So I roll a 1d20 plus 5.
You don't even need to roll the +5, just roll the d20.
Yeah. We can add.
Now, if you didn't have the +5, that wouldn't make it. Because you have the +5, it does. So, the bear will come with you if you wanted to.
Sweet. Yeah, we're taking the bear.
So now, instead of having 2 days, you've got about 4 hours until you can all get away from the island.
Right. I would discuss with Kiara what sort of funeral she wants for the dog.
I think I would probably just quite like to find a spot round on the beach somewhere beside the water.
Not beside Samir, no?
Nah,
bury
not
him-
beside
could bury-
Samir.
Could bury him in the cave with the other hero. Their spirits would guard the place even better.
It would, but I don't want him being stuck in a cave that killed himself in because he decided to set fire to the cobweb. Rip Samir, but...
Samir was brave but stupid, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe don't want to be guarded with Samir. Maybe want to be guarded his own wee spot on the beach. Okay.
Yeah, I figured like I'm just out somewhere.
So beach burial.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the 4 hours or whatever is enough time
To bury a
for
dog. Oh
us
yeah.
to dig.
Okay, I'll keep my counsel about that.
Eleonora is going to say that being a god of protection, war and protection, Baruchthrum would definitely was a fan of Tegan, and definitely had blessed Tegan with his protection, because Tegan was a protector and a great warrior. So she would want to say something in the terms of, like a religious kind of a word, a quick ceremony. If Kiara's okay with that, Eleonora would want to do that because that's what Baruchthrum would want of her.
Yeah, I would be sweet with Eleonora doing that. I would. Like as
Okay.
much as... Yeah.
So she would do so. She would just make a speech similar to what I've just said, that that he was a great protector and a great warrior, and those are the principles of Baruchthrum, and Baruchthrum was proud and surely looked down on this dog, and was very happy with the life he lived and the death he lived. It was the life and the death of a heroic dog, etc., etc.
I would imagine as a gypsy, I would probably have my own traditions.
Yeah, that's down to
Like
character
probably
as
quite
well.
set traditions. I think probably that's the other reason why I've chosen to have him buried on the beach,
On the
because
beach.
I would imagine that I have my own stuff that I need to do when we get back.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd imagine you're quite superstitious and have your own little thing that you would want to do as well. And again, that all comes down to, that's all character, how you choose to play it. There's no like set rule for that. That's all up to you.
Right.
R.I.P. Tegan. You were a good doggo, like.
Yeah.
You were not a dog. You were a
Tegan.
dire wolf.
Mhm.
So apart from that, do we want to just pass 4 hours until the 2 boats come? Or see if 2 boats come? Well, they do come. The 2 boats come. So, 1 boat comes with...
Actually, check what's gone miss, whether anything's gone missing that he wanted to rush off so quickly.
Nothing's gone missing. I'm going to bring up the picture as well, just for the sake of anybody watching. There was a half ogre and a gnome. Great jaw and knee high. I'm quite proud of the picture that I found. It goes really well with them. I thought they were quite cool characters. So they
That
come
was
back.
an impressive picture.
Yeah, it's good to have. So they come back in 1 boat, and it's the same size as Derek's boat. And Derek comes back. He's like, he's like, obviously he's excited to see you because he's been summoned 2 days early.
Yeah.
And he looks around and he sees there's no dog anymore. He sees there's no Jacob anymore. And he shakes his head a little bit like he doesn't know what to expect. Every time he sees you, it's different. And he says, "I understand. We're leaving this place. Finally, it's time."
Yes, you can return to your normal life after we...
Sell Scuds.
And
uh,
only Samir
after today.
and only Samir and the dog. No more deaths, eh?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll be
Could
so
have
happy
just
to
done
take
with
you away
just
from this
Samir.
place. Okay, so yeah, you load up what boats? Which boats is everybody going to go in? So we need to work on logistics. So we've got.
Well, whoever's not offended by me taking a bear with me.
So we've got. I'm looking at logistics. So they take up about that much space. A bear takes up about that much space. So that's Great Jaw and Knee High. A bear there. So Charlemagne there. So Kiara, you're in with Charlemagne for sure.
Yeah.
What boats does everybody want to go in? So,
I'll go the same boat as the Great Wizard.
so this Charlemagne, this is Derek's boat.
I'm going with Derek.
So you are with. So Darrow, you're with Derek, Kiara, and Charlemagne. Stinky Nook, you are with Great John Knee High and Cornaith. Who else do we have? That's everybody, yeah? No, we have the priestess, Eleonora. So Eleonora, reluctantly, is going to get in with Smut Peddlers and Stinky Nook and Cornaith.
Sounds good.
Okay.
What are the names of the boats? Great Jaw Knee High will tell you that their boat is named
Saucy Sue.
Weasel and Pants.
Let me think of a nice name for their boat. For their smut peddling
As long as it's not Titanic.
It's I don't know. I'm on the spot. I never thought of a name for their boat.
Chat can think of a name for the boat.
Yeah, chat can name the boat. There you go, guys. Talk about interactive Dungeons and Dragons on Twitch. There you go. Name the boat yourself, Johnny. There you go. And whatever one is Twitch safe, we'll repeat that later. Okay. So your name. So you can name the boat, mate. You mad person. So yeah, that's your boats. 2 boats, like it was an hour to a 2 hour journey. You can get back to Machina. Let me pop up a map change actually. You get back to Panthea Minor, sorry. So here's the map of Torsea and Panthea Minor. Did I move the players? I did. So you're going back.
Yes, you did.
You're heading back to Dugwell. That's where Derek's house is and Derek's farm.
Right.
I make sure my goggles are firmly on.
You have sun goggles, eh?
Of course.
Because you're not used to the light. So you're travelling back to Dugwell. It's a couple hours.
Yeah.
When you get
And
to
wherever the Great Wizard goes.
Yep. When you get to Derek's farm, he will then give you all his all your silver, and he will give you all your chest with the object. It's one chest with the objects of art and the silver in it. He'll give that to you when you see when the chest with the objects of art comes out. Great Jaw and Knee High, they're rubbing their hands together, especially Knee High. He's like, ho, 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 ho. But he wants to do business in Machina.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do business here on the farm. He wants to go into town and do business in the Machine Arms or in another tavern in the town, just so that they're in a nice, better atmosphere for something like that. He wants to go drink. He wants to drink and he wants to do all of that.
Is there enough time to get to Machina today?
Today, yes, it'll be night time by the time you get there, but the taverns will be open.
Right.
There we go. The name for the boat is Noodleless. Like Nautilus, but Noodleless.
Oh, one thing to ask. I mean, Northeast probably went north of Dugwell.
Roughly
Maybe
northeast, I
not.
said, yeah.
And did they see large eagle flying over?
Alright, so you're asking Derek and his wife at the farm, I guess, and his son.
Yeah.
You're asking them if they saw a giant eagle. They would say no, they didn't see it.
And none of their neighbours have mentioned it.
No one had mentioned it. Not here in Dugwell. Dugwell's a very small little village with a few outlying farms. There's not many people here.
Yeah, yeah. And therefore I'm assuming if someone had seen it, then the whole village would know.
Yes.
Right, well, in that case, I will thank him for all he's done.
Well-
And may Barak Thram's blessing protect you.
Well, Derek is eternally grateful for what you did for his son when you first met him and you healed his broken ankle, and you got him back to work. You changed Derek's life. You got his farm back to sustainability and his life back to sustainability, and him being able to make a living and put bread on the table again. So he's eternally grateful, and He's like, oh no, thank you, oh thank you, oh thank you, oh thank you, and thank Baruchthram, praise Baruchthram. He doesn't know what Baruchthram is, but he's praising it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna leave Dugwell and head to Machina.
Yeah.
By the time you get to Machina, I guess it's roughly 9 o'clock in our kind of terms. It's night time, after dinner time, drinking time, evening time. The bar's busy in Machina. Let me switch up maps again, because these are maps I do have. Old school ones.
It makes you happy to actually have maps, doesn't it?
Yeah. Ones that I made. Didn't just steal these off Google Images. Samir's still there, look, rip. Oh, Tegan's still there as well, rip.
Dude, the hand-drawn shit is the best.
Right.
So, he wants to go to the Machina Arms. That's where Nihai wants to go. And when in fact,
we stayed.
yep, that's where you first met Norm's nephew that took you to Norm. That's where you stayed when you were doing the mission for Norm. In fact, geez, oh, you'll never believe this, but I've even got a map for that. That is something we had a map for.
But one thing, would have spoken to the others. Anyone regard themselves as good at haggling?
Haggling?
Oh, I might have oh, hold on. I've got etiquette. Is that not? That's not. Never mind. Ignore me. I know they're totally different.
If necessary, you're the highest charisma member of the party.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have the option of saying Kiara isn't in the mood.
What's it for?
I think if you're going to do business, if you're going to sell the smut to the smut peddler, you're going to be the face of the business deal because you've got the best charisma.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can wait. I'm not doing it tonight.
I beg to differ. I
I'm
beg to
not on
differ
his
on the metagame part. There is a minimum charisma score required for an enchantment charm specialist.
What's your charisma?
I do believe it's equal to Kiara's, actually.
Yeah, but you're one of those snooty grey elves.
She's a nice, friendly gypsy bard elf. Everybody likes her. That's what he's trying to say. And she's pretty. She's got nice red hair. She's got boobs. People like that. The smut peddler's going to love Kiara.
You want to do the haggling you can. It's basically Darrow.
You may have the equal score in Constitution on the character sheet, but you are dealing with a smut peddler and she's a female character. So that there's clearly an advantage there. It doesn't matter if you both got a 17. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was going to say that. It doesn't matter what my...
Yeah.
That is a fair point.
Yeah, very fair point. You're dealing with a smut peddler. But, interestingly enough, Kiara has said that she doesn't want to do business tonight. When you go into town, this guy, he's going to want you to go to the Machina Arms.
Well, if he's going to wine and dine us, I'll have drinks, but he can fucking wait till tomorrow.
Well, that was the plan. He was going to wine and dine y'all.
Well, that's cool.
In the
We
Machina
can do
Arms.
that. I'm still not going to discuss art till tomorrow, though. Just being up front with him.
Now, when you get to the Machina Arms, what are you going to do with the bear? Are you going to try stable it up, put it in the stables at the Machina Arms?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is there stable space?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full of food as well.
He can have... I'll take him back. I was going to take him back some of whatever Will there still be food on somewhere?
There'll be food here at this time, yeah. Now, I'm just going to pull some more tokens over.
On the way over, obviously various of the party have already met this, but Darrow will have told Sneaky Nook about how the best place, the best food in town is round the dwarven weaponsmiths.
Torm.
Form. And that's where the best beer is. And the second best beer is in, you know the name of that pub.
Is it Thistledown? Or was it the other one? Can't remember.
Yeah. But this is where we're going, where we've stayed before, is pretty indifferent.
Okay.
I just want some stable space.
Yeah, okay.
He listens but doesn't necessarily agree with Darrow. I mean, he's a
We've
dwarf.
stayed
Right?
at this place before, so it's somewhere Kiara was used to.
Nah, I was trying to see if I had some quick tokens I could grab for these two. I don't really. For Johnny and Knee-High. For Greatjaw and Knee-High. But when you do come into the Machine Arms, you notice Norm Thistleton is sitting with them. So they're sitting over here. And they're sitting with Norm.
Right.
So picture a half ogre and a gnome sitting here with drinks and food, and Norm's got drinks and food.
Oh, will they know? I don't know whether that will affect what Cornaith wants to do.
They seem to be in high spirits. They're laughing and joking with Norm like they're old friends.
Because if they were adventuring companions of Norm, they're probably quite tough. Darrow will go and greet Norm.
So Norm will say to Darrow, and he's in the middle of laughing and joking. He's like, "Oh, Greatjaw, I remember the time, and Knee-High, it's so great to have you back in town. It's been too long. You travel too far and too wide, and it's too long in between visits. Ah, Darrow, my friend, it is so good to see you again." And he looks you up and down. And he says, "One or two scars the wiser, I think, eh?" And he looks down at his own missing fingers and gives you a little wink. Greatjaw and Knee-High, these travelling smut merchants, these are old buddies of mine. I know them and I drink with them. Every time they come in town, these guys are having a drink with me. As soon as those mysterious objects of art came in front of my eyes, I sent for this man. I hope I have not betrayed your trust in bringing him before you have asked me to, but I just wanted for you to make his acquaintance as soon as possible, for I feel like this is a mutually beneficial meeting for you. You have found something which is the unique commodity of a friend of mine, so I've sent for him to see you, and he very much wants to see you, and he wants to do business with you. Sit down, everybody. Darrow, Cornaith, everybody, sit down, have a drink. Ah, sweet Kiara, how nice to see you again. Everybody, come on, have the drinks are on me, the food is on me, everybody. And he goes to Greatjaw. Another plate for Greatjaw, and he shouts to one of the waitresses to bring more food over for Greatjaw. And beer, wine, food for everyone, and he shouts across at the bar. So
I introduced Sticky Nook and Eleanor.
So, a deep gnome, eh? A Snurf Verblin. Good to meet you, young man.
Hello.
And he'll shake your hand. He'll give you his hand. She's very friendly, Norm. He smiles.
I shake his hand. If he's friends with this
And I explained
outcast gnome.
I explained to Sticky Nook that we did some work for Norm. I did some work for Norm.
You completed a job for him. You actually found his missing ring, didn't you? You did some pest control and found a missing ring for him.
Yeah, and but said, if I had not delayed, then I may have reached Eleanor in time to help her. Or maybe I would, although perhaps I was more practiced in the adventurer's art by the time I reached the island.
So, Nihai will say to you, basically, gentlemen, I want to offer you a lot of money.
Right.
I'm only gonna make one offer. I'm not a man you can haggle with. I'm gonna put my offer on the table, and it's gonna be too good for you to walk away from, and we're all gonna be happy here today. That's what's gonna happen.
I look at poor Nathan and Kiara and say, I'm happy for one of you to deal with this.
I'll deal with it, but I am not doing it tonight. I want to eat and drink, play my lute.
So he's gonna give you a cold, hard stare. Make another reaction check, Tammy, for Kiara. Just roll d20. It's not even a reaction check, it's a charisma check.
That's under her charisma, is it?
Yeah, okay, so he's going to say, I can see there's no convincing you. Tomorrow, first thing, breakfast. We will have breakfast, and we will have business, and we'll all be happy. And yes. I'll go back to business. Norm, shall we get drunk? And he looks at Norm, his old friend. And Norm's already half drunk. He's like, oh yes! And he's cheering at the bar for more drinks to come across. And there's kind of, these three guys seem to be starting a party. And he's not really bothered that you don't want to do business till tomorrow. He's happy about that. And he's going to sit here and get drunk.
Yeah. And just a question. You have Garona's figure on there.
Yeah.
Are she and her bull still around?
Garona is sitting at the bar having a drink.
Yeah. The bear and the bull sharing.
The bear is in one side of a stable and the bull's in another. I don't know if I've actually got a stable on this map, so I've just put the bear there. But yeah, the bear's in one side of the stable, the bull's in another.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll have to see which market won.
Now, the bear and the bull are safely separate from each other, that they're not going to tear each other to bits tonight.
Okay.
Norm's well in his cups. Nihai seems to be really, really drunk, actually. Really happy, but really drunk. Greatjaw doesn't seem drunk. He's drinking very sensibly. Although he's drinking a lot, he doesn't seem to be drinking at the same rate as Norman as Nihai. And he's, well, at least the bodyguard. It makes sense.
Emma obviously knows how to hold his.
He seems to. Well, I make you roll for it, depending on how hard you want to drink. And Darrow always seems to make the rolls.
You want to roll?
You want to roll, so you want to get involved with the festivities.
Oh, yes.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
One of the things I want to do is find out if there's any talk around the pub about Giant Eagle.
Hang on. No.
So this art dealer seems really freaking drunk, huh?
Yeah, he's very in his cups.
Is it a show or is he actually drunk?
How are you checking that? Wisdom
I'm-
check? Right, okay.
I'm asking you how I would be able to determine such a thing.
Roll against your wisdom. And
Success.
Right, and your charisma. Do both and I'll see you can tell, right?
Success and epic success.
He's really drunk. It's not an act. You can tell it's not an act. Yeah, he's drunk.
So, give Sinikanook a little elbow. You think maybe now I should go discuss this business with him?
Might find he kind of refuses because she's refused him, but you can try, boss. I don't trust him though.
Be back in a couple of minutes.
I'm gonna do the classic 2E thing of praying for good dice rolls here. So Corneth will definitely go and have a seat, and he'll man. I'm an elf. I would assume that in my 100+ years of existence, I've been exposed to quite a bit of art.
Yeah.
And he'll begin to discuss art.
Okay.
I, as a person, know absolutely nothing about art, but my
Okay.
character, I would assume, knows something.
I know very little personally as well, but yep. Yeah, your character would, I guess. Well, remember as a mage he spent his life studying. And he spent it studying magic. He may not have had time for other such studies as art. You might know less than other elves because he spent so much time in studies, actually. So I don't know how much you would know about art unless, I don't know, do you have any kind of proficiency that?
Absolutely not.
No, okay.
Okay. So here's the idea
So
behind
you're
this.
blagging it, you're
Corneth
going with
is
charisma.
speaking. He's speaking in a very soft, melodic elven voice, and he's droning on and on about the beauty of elven, for lack of a better word, dirty art.
Scuds. Yep.
Elven scuds would be hot.
Well,
And he's trying to be, the boring, soothing, melodic voice.
oh, you rolled hypnotism and rolled success.
And he is attempting, with this roll, to implant the idea that this art is worth double the original offer that this man was going to give us.
Now, when you that hypnotism is a proficiency, not a spell, right? When you do that hypnotism, what exactly motions are you going through? Because remember, you're doing this in front of everybody. So,
He's
like, does he
doing
do hand
exactly
gestures and
that.
stuff?
He's doing nothing more than speaking.
Just talking in a very soft, relaxed. Right? Okay. Because the reason I ask that is I want to know like how much this guy's bodyguard sees of you trying to manipulate them and hypnotizing this guy. What I need to do is I need to roll wisdom for the bodyguard.
And I've
Well, he's failed. So yeah, you successfully unnoticeably hypnotize Nihai.
Sorry, Ryan, and everybody else, you're fucking welcome.
So that Darrow isn't aware of this, rather dodgy.
Nobody's aware of this.
Nobody's aware of it.
I was going to mention that he'll pop over to the decent pub to see if there's any rumours of Giant Eagle over there.
Ah, okay. So you're going to the other pub in town, the one that you like, and you're going to just drink and just listen?
And ask a bit.
Okay, and ask a bit, right? Okay. And are you going alone?
Hence whether I mentioned to someone that I'm just going to check there if they've heard of this eagle. assume the pubs and the inn are the obvious places to ask.
Oh yes. Okay, so we'll do that after then. So you can go there and we'll roleplay that after. Right now,
Yeah.
Cornaith has got knee-high hypnotised. What are you doing with that? Are you just hypnotising them just for fun?
You know, realistically, I had ideas, but I do have to consider alignment here, and I think I'm pushing the boundaries with doubling the offer that he was going to make us. So I will
sorry,
stop
yeah,
it there.
sorry, you said, yeah, that's what you're doing. You're going to try and get it in his head that these exotic erotic artworks are worth twice what he was going to offer you. He's going to offer you
Yes.
twice as much.
I think going any further with that would definitely be abusive, and
Okay.
I'm already towing that line.
Okay, so you've planted that in his head. You've hypnotised that into him. So tomorrow when you do business, he's going to offer you twice as much as he would have done before you had done that. Okay. Anything else you want to do then? Because that's done.
Nope, that's done for me.
Right, who's drinking here? I know that Dad was going to the other bar and we're going to do that, but it's who's drinking here?
I'm drinking.
Well, I'm staying with the Great Wizard, and if that means I have to drink, I'll take the occasional sip, but...
Okay, so Darryl goes to the other place for a drink. How much do you want to drink and how much time do you want to spend drinking and asking and lurking? Darryl.
I'll do a bit of buying drinks to...
To loosen lips.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to do... Otherwise, I don't want to loosen things too much. Otherwise, they'll be telling me just because they think there's something in for it.
Yeah, okay, so... First of all...
There'll be renting stories.
Right, first of all, I want you to roll on your charisma then.
Oh ho.
You've got quite high charisma for a dwarf because you have to be the champion class. I know it's at least...
Ah.
So you've made it. Now, roll 1d6.
It's decisive.
But it's a no. Because you wanted the other end to hear anything.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything in the other place either.
As I said, it was decisive.
Yes, it was. It was one way or the other, and no, not tonight anyway. You don't hear any rumours from anyone. But it's not a busy night over at the other bar. It's not a busy night here either. It's a quiet night. I guess midweek or whatever. It's a quiet night in both bars.
The other thing I remember is Norm has sages as contacts also, and that sort of thing.
He has a friend named Marakai who lives, let me just check. I've got it on the map. He lives south by southeast of here in the woods. In the Elmwood, it's called. All the woods in the top half of this island is called the Elmwood, and in the bottom it's the Torchwood and the Fangwood. He lives in the Elmwood, south of here.
It's not ideal way to go, but it gets us a bit nearer where the port is, doesn't it?
Yes, so... Pull you onto that map. So yeah, so I could actually... I've got it on the GM layer, so I'll just pull it up now because he's telling you where it is. So, bring that up to the map player. You see that now?
Yeah.
Marakai lives there in the woods.
It's going to be slower than going by road.
Yes.
But
If he was giving you directions, he would tell you. Hang on. You would go by road to here and then go in to the woods.
was that
So
to here?
hang on, I could draw. So like this. See that? So you've got... It's shorter... There's less woods if you go that way, but it will take you a bit longer. Or you can just cut through the woods. That way.
I don't know how wild the area is. I presume you get a hint.
Not too wild. You wouldn't expect it to be wild. Bears and stuff, yeah. Bears and boars and stuff. Dangerous animals, but not known for monsters or anything, no.
Okay, anyway, back to the art negotiation.
Yes. So. Nihai is hypnotised and well in his cups, but he has arranged to do business with Kiara tomorrow. But yeah, you've planted it into his head with your successful hypnosis that he's going to offer you twice as much tomorrow as he was going to offer you.
Yeah.
But like Kiara said, she won't do business till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So does anybody want to do anything then? It's like later in the evening now, late at night, say our kind of 10, 11 o'clock-ish.
I drink.
You're drinking?
Norm, if I can play my lute for a little bit.
Yeah, you can. Do
There's like a little fireplace bit over here that looks quite cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cornet's given her space, but still, keeping close, keeping an eye on Kiara. She had a big loss today.
Yep. But
Yeah.
So are you playing sad songs, like mourning songs on your lute?
Maybe. Not like hella depressing songs though.
So she's still got a...
Like, not like party tunes.
Lady sings the blues.
And the
Yeah, like folk songs.
roll a
Gypsy songs.
d20 then, for how well you play. Now I can't remember what exactly you check it on. What's proficiency checked on? Is it dexterity? For a musical instrument?
It's normally charisma music.
Yeah. 16.
Ah, so you made it. So you play well. So the people, it's not a busy night, but the people in the bar, they enjoy your show. Maybe even a couple of them will come over and toss a couple of coins at you.
Sweet.
Perhaps people are bringing you drinks. Yeah, you've done really well, and everyone's in high spirits already because Norm's buying drinks for the whole bar. So yeah, people bring you drinks. People want to give you a couple of coins for your amazing playing.
Yeah. And then I'll probably just go off to the barn with the bear.
So you're
I
gonna
don't
see.
think I'd stay.
Yep.
I'll not stay like late.
Corny.
Just through.
It takes about
Ju-
5 minutes to hypnotise someone in a reasonably calm or peaceful environment. Once hypnotised, the subject is willing to do almost anything that isn't very dangerous or against his alignment. However, a hypnotised subject can be fooled into thinking he's doing one thing when he's actually doing something else. The intention was to make him think he is making his actual offer, yet he really offers a stubble. Okay, fine, absolutely.
I just wanted you to see the proficiency and why I was referring to it and using it in that manner.
Yeah. That was well used. So, do we want to pass the night and then just go to tomorrow and the business negotiations round breakfast?
Yeah.
Who wants to go crazy? Who wants to go crazy with the drinking and get into the party? So we have to roll for hangovers. Because we do that, remember?
I'll vote for a hangover.
Okay, so roll against Constitution.
Hold over.
So just D20 first.
Yeah, sorry, hold on. I'll let you know what it is before I get it.
What's your Constitution?
14.
She made it. Now roll against Charisma.
Yeah.
And this determines what kind of night you have. And what kind of hangover you have. Like, yeah, if you roll it... So you rolled perfect on your Charisma, so there you go. You're the star you're the star of the tavern. Everybody loves you. Everybody feels really sorry for you because you've lost your dog, but they're very impressed by your playing. So you have an amazing night, and you're Your save against Constitution means you won't have a hangover tomorrow. So there you go. You get to have drunk, have a great night, drown your sorrows
Sweet.
for a while after the loss of your dog.
Because Sarah did get to the OK pub,
Yep.
I'll better do a roll.
Is that against Constitution?
Not, I think he may have failed this time.
Ooh. Now this is the hangover tomorrow then if you failed.
His con is 15.
What did you roll, a 16?
Yeah, but he's got dwarven immunity to poison.
Ah, yeah. So he's got a plus on that save. So you make it.
Yeah.
So, roll for charisma as well. Because you're getting drunk, you're in the party mood, so you're going to be using your... you're going to be talking to people. Now that you don't do so well, so you have a few arguments, you maybe have a rough night, you're not agreeing with everybody when you're drunk, and you have a hangover in the morning.
Yeah.
But you can still have fun, but maybe everyone else wasn't so happy with you. You were probably knocking into people, knocking over their drinks. That's the charisma fail, you know. You're annoying people. You're knocking over their drinks, things like that. The Constitution fail is you're gonna have a hangover tomorrow. Anybody else want to get drunk? I like how I have a mechanic for getting drunk.
I'm actually staying as sober as I can and watching the half ogre and the wild gnome, because if he's going to be giving us money tomorrow, I want to make sure he gets back safely wherever he's come from.
Well, he'll at the end of the night he'll get dragged upstairs by his half ogre bodyguard to a room.
Well, I make sure his half ogre bodyguard is in fit state to do it.
Yeah, he's going easy. He's 10 times the size of
He's a
him.
pro.
Yeah, the half ogre's 10 times the size of the gnome, and the gnome's drinking 3 times as fast as the half ogre, so the half ogre's fine.
I know, but I'm just making sure.
So you're keeping an eye on him, okay? Yeah, they seem to get into the room safely at the end of the night. Norm leaves and goes home. Norm has a couple of guys sitting. There's couple of guys sitting over at a table over here. When Norm leaves, these guys get up and escort Norm away.
Yeah.
As long as they're escorting him and not following him.
No. They're escorting him. He's with them and he's talking to them.
Okay.
They're carrying his things for him because he's drunk. They're helping him. These are obviously his bodyguards.
Has the boss come back yet, or is he still out somewhere in town?
No, I mean, before Dara would come back before Knee High goes to bed. So yeah, the boss is back.
Okay.
So we obviously can't carry around that weight of silver forever.
Nope. But you do have. Was it this town or the other one? There's a gemsmith in. Let me remind myself. It's either Machina or Elmsmere. You have a gemsmith, a guy that buys and sells gems. A jeweler. He sells actual jewels as well. You know, rings and necklaces and all that. But yeah, Finn's Fancies it's called. And he's a gnome actually. I'm sure he's a gnome. I'm sure Finn is a gnome. There is a gnome jeweler / gem dealer in the town. Just north of here.
Yeah.
I'll pull you onto that map for a second. So here, that's his shop up there. So that was something you wanted to do, but that's next morning. Before next morning, we're gonna do business. Yeah. Well, next morning, the first thing we're gonna do is business.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get up in the morning, and when you go down to the bar at a reasonable breakfast time, he's not there yet.
Lady.
There's no sign of him. I mean, are you gonna wait?
Well, how late are we talking?
Like, if you wait, it's going to be at least lunchtime when he comes down.
Oh.
In that
I
case,
should probably ask the other guys, but I don't want to wait for them.
He's got a horrific stinking hangover. He doesn't come down until later.
Well, I feel like he's taken.
Kiara is the one doing the business with him. She is more than welcome to wake him up if she chooses.
Oh, the next day Garona's not here as well. She was here last night. She's away now.
Helped have but I mean, we can look at changing our silver up.
What did you have? 19,000 or something?
9,000.
9,000.
Was it nine? Hold on, I thought I saw more.
I thought it was 19,000 or.
Yeah, or 17 it might have been, but hold on, I will click on Darrow again. I've got a comment saying
That was a lot. I'm sure it was about 19,000.
19,000. Yes,
Yeah,
you're right.
19,000. How much value of gems did you find? Have you got that noted?
Don't you told us? I just shoved all the gems into the.
You found you found a
the
number.
pieces of wood.
Yeah, you found a number
And you
of
said
gems.
you could use them as augury.
That's right.
But when I suggested, well, I could take them out until you could no longer use them as augury to figure out how much they were worth, you said I couldn't do that.
You didn't appraise them, did you?
Nope.
Aha. Okay. But you're going to a jeweler, so he could. Well, you have one. He's who you would want to. He's your money exchanger, eh? Because he's the one that does jewels. Gems.
Mm-hmm.
How much have we got each?
There's 4 of you. Well, there's Eleonora as well, I suppose. So I guess really just under 20,000 split between 5 is 4,000 silver each, 400 gold each.
I reluctantly take out the ruby and add it to the heap.
Yeah, you were hanging on to that, eh? Just because you like rubies.
Well, yes. They're of great religious significance.
I love your reasoning.
Right.
Ah. Don't use rubies for anything as crass as putting in hilts of swords and things.
So you'll let us know what value our gems were.
When you go to him, yeah. If you go to him, because he's an appraiser of jewels. Unless someone has that skill and they want to do the appraisal check.
It's not a stalker skill.
Do I have it?
Appraisal, hang on a sec.
I would think out of all of us, you'd be the most likely.
You've got a
I
lot of
don't
non-weapon
think so.
proficiencies.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Possibly not.
No, you've got a lot of
no.
non-weapon proficiencies, but you've not got appraisal. But you have got an empty slot, remember?
Ooh, okay.
You've not used yet. Do you want to wait until lunchtime when this guy comes down and hear what his offer is for your...
Oh yeah, sorry, I
Special
had
art?
asked everybody what they...
Yeah.
I know it's me who's doing business with them, but it's like artwork that everybody...
Are you guys all willing to wait?
Yeah, well, I was saying we could have got some of the dealing with some of the changing up of the silver.
Okay, so rather than waiting for him to come down till lunchtime, we like take the stuff and go do something.
Yeah, I think that's the... You do that sort of stuff.
So you want to change your currency at the gemsmith, the gem dealer.
If that's the place we can do it.
Well, I'm going to have to change your maps again then. It's funny because this is another character who's a bit... obviously you've just met a smut peddler, but this is not a smut peddler. But this character, and I've used him before in previous iterations of this world. He's a living character in this world. He's a bit of a sleazy guy. Whenever a female goes in, he's like, "Oh, hello," all of that, and he's a little gnome, like knee highs and gnome, but he's more dressed traditionally like a gnome. He's a trinket maker and a merchant of trinkets like jewels. Like he makes earrings and jewellery from gems, and he sells gems and he buys gems. But he's a bit of a sleazy guy, yeah. He's a bit...
We've met 2 in one session.
Yeah.
You seem to have for sleazy gnomes.
Well, actually it's a coincidence that the 2 gnomes have been sleazy. It's the only 2 characters that have been sleazy characters in the game. It is an absolute coincidence that they're gnomes. I don't have some kind of racist agenda against gnomes that they are sleazy. It is 100% coincidence.
This is great. I love it.
So yeah, he eyes up Kiara. If Eleonora goes, he'll be eyeing up Eleonora. And he sees you guys coming. He's like, adventurers. Surely you must have good business.
I was going to say Garona should have gone and been eyed up. She was after some action.
She was, yeah. Garona's not here anymore. Garona left. Well, she was gone in the morning.
Yeah.
She wasn't in. She
She's
wasn't
maybe
in.
got some.
She maybe finally got some action.
So in that case, she's not getting a share of the loot.
No, she left you. She's left the party a while ago now. She just happened to be in the bar last night.
Yeah.
And Jacob's not about, is he?
No, Jacob's not around.
Well, we all know that Jacob's off to hire a boat so he can dig up however many magic items.
Okay, are you wanting to have these gems identified by Finn? Finn Bristle. His name's Finn. I remember his name. His full name's Finn Bristlehorn.
Yeah, say I.
He seems a reputable sort of gnome, yes.
I mean, he doesn't have a business if he's not trustworthy.
Well, he's going to if you're willing to have him appraise them, he's going to give you a total value for the gems, 450 gold pieces.
Well, we know it's more than that.
I mean, technically we
Because
don't. None of us have the skill.
We do, because Darrow was very clear that they had to have a total value more than 1,000 for the augury to work.
And they did, and it worked. But he's offering you 450 gold pieces.
I pick them up and hand them back to Darrow and say, he's having a joke, Master. We know they're worth at least 3 times that.
Yeah, and he's going to look at you and say, yep, okay, you passed the test, you're correct. They are worth 3 times that. 1,500 gold pieces, in fact. I just wanted to see who I was dealing with.
Well spotted.
I would recommend not selling them to him, Master, because he's obviously not trustworthy. If he's willing to trifle over such a small profit, then I wouldn't trust him.
Oh, I would never have bought them for you for that price. I would, if you were not smart enough to know yourself, I would then tell you. I was just testing to see if you would have that knowledge yourself first. Of course, I'm an honest man.
I glare at him. Have you been infected?
Longer.
Act like a proper gnome.
This is 1,500 gold. That is what they're worth. 1,500 gold, and I can change that for you. No one else around can. It's up to you.
Well spotted by our stalker.
And what is that one? I say, picking out what I think is the ruby.
Yeah, it is a ruby.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
And what would you use that for? I say, looking at him.
Oh, as a gnome.
Yes.
Rubies
are particularly sacred to gnomes.
Oh yeah, he'll just look
I'm
at you.
testing him.
He'll just look at you and say, "You know exactly what I'm going to do with this."
Yes,
But
treat it with respect.
Yes, of course. But is this one for sale? And he spin it in his fingers. And he looks at
That's
you.
That's up to the master.
Because he knows you're a gnome of sorts. So spin it in his fingers. Spin it in his fingers like a dice. But what about you? Are you going to part ways with this? And he's spinning it. And the lights flicker.
It is not mine, it is the master's.
And the light's almost hypnotising you as it spins. And the light catches the different facets of it as it spins. It's almost...
I shut my eyes.
Almost puts you in a trance.
I've shut my eyes. I've seen Cornaith. It is not mine, it is the master's. I owe him my life.
Well, the thing is, the best thing for you is to keep gems anyway as currency, but he's going to tell you that you have, in his honest answer, he'll tell you that you have 1,500 worth of gems in that stash of gems. He's willing to buy them off you for currency, for money currency if you want, but you probably want to go the other way, so you'll probably want to keep them.
Well, it depends if there's anything that Darrow wants to buy in town.
We've got all that silver, which we're wanting to go the other way. What we want, first of all, is to find out how much value we've got. And then whether there's stuff we can get.
Yeah, well, you need a hungover wild gnome to tell you how much value you've got.
Yeah.
A very hungover wild gnome.
Yeah.
And on that note, I guess...
I mean, you can guess what's going to happen. We're going to find that one of the most valuable of these items is going to be the kind of antique chest full of play orc.
Anyway, that's Finn. He's willing to trade with you. Eventually he gives you the honest appraisal of the value of your gems, and it is 1,500 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'll give you that.
So I'll note on the character worth
1,500
total. Oops, I typed 15,000.
Slip of the decimal point there.
Slip of the...
Accidental extra zero. Testing the dungeon master to see if it gets past him. It probably would. Really now, how have you just got loads of money? Because we just wrote an extra zero and you're two to notice.
You can't go wrong with an extra zero here and there.
I have to go through some of our earlier stuff and work out what we've still got as loot.
Yeah, well, it's going to be the end of the session anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll start the session with returning to the tavern to speak to Knee High and Great Jaw, the exotic erotic art merchants. So we'll wrap it up here, gentlemen and ladies.
Okay.
I'll return to you guys in a couple of minutes in Discord to talk game with you. Thanks for playing.
Thank you.
Thanks for being a really fun
good
player.
session.